Good evening and welcome to a brand new Skyfarer number 30. We are now at enough brackets to be the age of demand. I am Mizuno, commentated for the first time, joined by Brickbat, and we're running another community-run bracket, a spin-off of the original TMN running by Doveingly. And to my co-caster, Mr. Brickbat, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing awesome. I just came back from work and I'm looking to watch some Granblue and seeing which how's your week been? We're not far into the week, but how's your week been so far?
It's been good so far. Can't complain yet. Always nice to hop into these Tuesday evening Granblue brackets and seeing how our little group of members here have been improving. And yeah, we're getting some matches going. We got a lot of people on graduation point tonight, so we'll see if anyone can take home a full cap for themselves, or if we're looking at a new champion here in this bracket.
Just you've been more up to date with it than I have. I know that Bread is Dumb and Lolipi are names that I recognize. Are those the two on graduation point, or is there anyone else that I should be looking out for?
Yes, so those would be kind of the big ones. They've been competing a lot. I believe Legiwigi, we actually played ages ago back in a our further TMN bracket, but I believe they've also won once, so they've come back to claim a graduation point. I'm not sure if they might have vanished for a bit, but they're back again, still rocking that Catalina and Vera combo. But yeah, so up first we actually got a pair of individuals. One of them I'm quite familiar with in Mech Warrior. Gotcha. Yeah, no, so we've got Mech Warrior and Ledian, I guess. Ledian, not a name I'm familiar with, but Brickbat, maybe you as a Pokemon expert would know what's going on there.
Well, that Pokemon sucks, so let's hope that we don't see the same thing out of this guy here. Though it does represent the Charlotta, always exciting to see, I think, because I feel like every Charlotta is rushdown, obviously, but every Charlotta has their own little tricks, so we'll see if Mech Warrior is going to be able to call Ledian out on it, or if Ledian's going to be running through this Vasaraga today.
Yeah, no, small and we'll see if powerful is what Ledian is packing. First time I've seen them in the bracket. Former Charlotta player myself. I have played this matchup into Mech Warrior, and the last time they kind of crushed me. So we'll see if Ledian here is able to find the chinks in the Vasaraga armor, or if Mech Warrior just kind of mows them through as we get into the first game here.
Yeah. Interesting to see how it'll play out. I'm also kind of a reformed Charlotta player myself. Picked up Beatrix and have not lurked back, but as we enter into this matchup, we do see some blows being traded, but what do you think the win condition is? What do you think Mech Warrior did when you faced him on the Charlotta that made him so hard to deal with?
So, something I think Charlotta wants to do a lot of is, as we see the jump over there into the jumping blue, Charlotta really likes to be up close and pressure with her jump-in mix-ups and things of that nature, and when you have the Soul Force up as Vasaraga, you can just pop that 5U and plow right through any jump-in attempt, and I think that helps a lot in just the sort of like lightning-fast, aggressive style that Charlotta wants to play here, as Ledian finding their way in, pushing Mech Warrior to the corner.
Yeah. Ooh, big 6-6H though. Not able to actually find the conversion. Still gets a good bit of damage. Does have to worry about this SSBA from the Charlotta, and not even needed to be used. Good pickup here by Ledian. Going to be taking the first round of the set.
Yeah, real back and forth, a real slobber knocker, but that no blow is able to find out. And yeah, here we have that up close pressure, but a great spot dodge from Mech Warrior. We get a knockdown and the Soul Force. See if Mech Warrior can continue with their offense, but Ledian fighting right back.
Yeah, and these are really good mix-up I'm seeing from Ledian, though not able to convert on all of them, which is hurting a little bit, I feel like. Charlotta really wants to get a lot of those conversions to really make advantage of the time she does get in, but there it is. We'll see how Ledian is able to punish this. Drops it a little bit, but does get the immediate pickup afterwards. Should be able to kill. No, elects to go for the DP, and mix-up after mix-up did not need to do all that, but hey, they're serving us here on game number 1, and it's looking to be a little bit exciting here going in game number 2.
Yeah, right back into it. And yeah, like you were saying, Ledian playing lightning fast, going for a lot of these even flip resets. But here we have that armor I was mentioning earlier, just plowing through the jump-in attempt. And once Vasaraga is on offense, very difficult to stop. But if you've got a DP that goes up and then down, might be able to get you some space.
Yeah, we do see MechWarrior now fishing for more of those 6-6Hs, just looking to find Ledian in the air. If given the opportunity, there's going to be some damage now. Absolutely going to be in kill range for whatever combo the Boss Rocket gets off. Ledian, though, able to swing back. Now he's going to get a nice little combo, trying to go for a mix-up as well. But MechWarrior not going to collapse just quite yet. There it is, though. This will be the damage. It's not going to be enough to kill, but see what happens.
Well, find our way back into the corner, and that's going to be the round one. MechWarrior on potentially the last round of the winner's bracket life. We'll see if they can get in, but so far it's been a scrambly and aggressive match from Ledian coming out ahead.
Yeah, and playing exactly how a Charlotta is unpredictable, just in your face constantly, and Basaraga, whose buttons are still very good, but a little bit slow, is being taken advantage of here, it feels like, by just Ledian's rush down, just not giving MechWarrior any space to breathe, but as I say that, good damage finally coming out.
Yeah, no, pop in a bit of the old Patty technology there, let that sword forward rip and just blowing through these attempts, kind of identifying that Ledian wants to press a lot of buttons, wants to get right in his face, and he's just blowing them right back with that sword forward. So we'll see if Ledian can kind of reset their momentum, or if this newfound MechWarrior technology just pushes through the round.
Yeah, it's looking very good so far, and absolutely a perfect point to find that adaptation. Ledian now going to be struggling in their own right, finding their way in, but only really finding damage on themselves in return. Does get a nice grab here, and the Oki is looking real good. Good pickup as well. Going to be able to get a little bit of a corner combo in and continue that Charlotta rush down. BC going to be used though.
Yeah, we're trading some DCs back and forth. We do find the hit, but the Soul Forge armor, we might be able to kill here. We've got the 50 to turn blue, and there it is. MechWarrior tying us up 1-1.
Yeah, good adaptation like you mentioned from MechWarrior. Ledian, though, those pickups that he hasn't been getting out of some of those jump-ins need to be confirmed, because now with MechWarrior making this adaptation, there's a lot less opportunities for him to get in and make up for those opportunities. So we'll see if he's going to be able to convert a little bit better coming into this third and final game, or if MechWarrior is going to continue to run away with it.
Yeah, and just there, that's the 50-50 you play on Voss's Wake Up, is you can go both for the Super Armor Tackle or the Command Grab, and both of those need different options, so you can't jump to one. And this Soul Forge Armor, again, puts all the pressure on Ledian, making sure they can't find an opening, and MechWarrior looking unstoppable, armored on every move, just like his character.
Yeah, 100%. And feels like MechWarrior now in a very good position to close this out, is starting to really put the pressure onto Ledian, already taking rounds, but this time potentially taking even the entire set to get even more damage. Going to be able to convert off of it as well. This is going to be a potential last touch scenario for Ledian.
Yeah, he doesn't respect so many different options. Scared of the command grab, gets caught by the U Extinction. It's not enough to kill. Oh, Ledian being tricksy, getting around, getting past the U command grab. They've got an opening, but the next hit from MechWarrior might kill them, so they've got to make all these openings count.
That is going to be it. The grab going to be sending Ledian down into loser's bracket. MechWarrior, one solid adaptation and able to turn that set around from his own elimination point. That's going to be MechWarrior moving on to meet Dark Knight, I think, in the winner's quarterfinal.
Yeah, no, we're moving along this bracket. Things happen already, but no, well played to both players. I'd be watching this, I'd be kind of scared in the losers bracket as Mizuno but Awesome is pulling up behind us there. But yeah, I think Ledian really showed that they had, you know, a very aggressive style that was working. It's just, again, it's the way a lot of these big body characters work is they start making the gameplay, you have to consider their options more than they have to consider yours. And once MechWarrior kind of shifted the paradigm and got his armored moves going, Ledian just wasn't able to find an answer.
Yeah, very much agreed on that. I think, again, Charlotta can take advantage of some of the slower buttons that Basaraga has. The mix-up is still, obviously, still Charlotta, still something that is very hard to defend against, especially when you're in that corner and the command grab is threatened for a full combo. But MechWarrior eventually, again, using that kind of that armor that was granted to him, just never ending up in that scenario once he figured out that technology, and Ledian just couldn't find the counter adaptation there.
Yeah, no, and with first to two, you gotta adapt fast, or you'll be swimming with the fishes. But we've got our next match coming up here. We've got both in the room now, Marathon and Angry Cheese, which is a heck of a tag. I'm a big fan of Angry Cheese.
I
That's true.
I Hi To here, y'all can hear me. I just realized that I know Angry Cheese beyond this bracket here. Angry Cheese is a JoJo's ASBR player,
Oh,
and I used to be one of the lead TOs for that. My room died. No. Also, shouts to Ed Gone Bad. Thank you for the raid of 13. Thank you for choosing to join us.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what
The
Angry
3D
Cheese.
one. Yep. I used to be one of the lead TOs for that game. I am still functionally its main offline TO.
So Angry Cheese pulled out the Zooey. I'm wondering what Marathon's going to be pulling out. Is Marathon Mizuno but awesome? Is that the do you suspect
no,
him as the
that's
imposter?
a resident a grad point gamer. Bread is dumb. You might notice I changed my tag to Bagel is smart for my Grands match of the TMN last time, and I haven't changed it back since. So we're doing a bit of a riff off of each other. But anyhow, yes, no, we're gonna be having Marathon and Angry Cheese, who two names I haven't seen before, but as Curry was saying earlier, Angry Cheese, not a stranger to the FGC.
Yeah, we'll see if how many. I have no clue about anything related to the JoJo fighting game, but we'll see if there are transferable skills. I'm sure there are. It's still a fighting game after all. But
They're gonna
with
freeze
that
the
Zooey
time.
pickup,
Listen, time stop doesn't actually matter that much. The only character that can actively use time stop is Alt World Diego. The other characters are just gimmicks, and even then, time stop is still a gimmick.
well, there you go.
And there
The
are
only time-
there are way stronger gimmicks in that game.
Well, the stickers come out, and we get in here. We will be seeing an Anila versus a Zoe.
Very interesting. Again, haven't seen either of these players. Seems like you haven't either. And so both first impressions here from this match. We'll see which one ends up taking the win here. But just generally speaking, what are your thoughts on the matchup? I mean, technically, I guess feels like, I don't know if this is true, but Shoto v Shoto, or long range Shoto versus resource Shoto. How do you feel like this plays out?
So I think the projectile game and anti-air game from Zoe is quite strong, and that can stuff a lot of Anila's further options. But Anila can also play at a range that a lot of characters can't contest at. And I believe it was Riazo that said you can kind of just like 2-1-4M and get away with it, as we're seeing a sheep hop start, but much slower this time around, just feeling each other out. These are more focused characters, want to get less in your face as we're rated.
I just gotta say, Brick, the way you talked about Shotos made me think of oh yeah, they're resource slop, they're long range slops. Shoto as a replacement term for slop is hilarious.
I mean, what else are you gonna call them? They're just I mean, they're fighting game characters, you know, but they're super fighting game characters. I don't know what else. What archetype could they possibly be? Just I mean, look, there's a grab and there's the strike throw, there's a more strike throw, and they're in the corner now.
Well, the archetype might be Grappler with the way things are going, as we got some throws coming out real quick, some staggered lights coming out here, but Angry Cheese taking a lot of HP loss so far. Sweet Tea super on bite his frames, but Angry Cheese doesn't bite, but no, that doesn't punish! And the Marathon goes up on the first round.
Wait, that was awesome. I love that. That was cinematic. Even though it didn't work, if it did work, it'd be awesome, and I think that's what matters, especially between these players. So, very explosive start. We'll see what continues as we're going back to the footsie slop between the two, I guess.
I don't know if it's footsie slop so much as hot slop, as we are jumping on that sheep, and Angry Cheese hasn't found an answer yet. Locked in this corner, and then just a walk up slowly and punch in the face. Angry Cheese, though, they're going to have to find a way to stop this Anila from jumping over the fence with them, so they can jump their own.
Yeah, not able to get out of the corner yet. Going to be taken low on HP as well. One touch territory. Overhead comes out, and a 6XL to follow up on. This is going to be a little bit scary. Meter is going to be spent. That should be enough damage to kill, and there it is. Marathon taking the first game.
Yeah, no, kind of coming out and locking them down. Yeah, and it's as we're potentially getting a swap here coming out from Angry Cheese. But yeah, when especially when you're new to a new to a game, just learning what each character could do for the first time, it's difficult to kind of parse what. As we're getting a swap to the Eustace here.
Yeah,
Not a character
different.
you see. Yeah, no. I mean, I guess they both still have fireballs, and they both could still play at range, but Eustace, a little less Shoto-y, a little less all-rounder, more of a specialist character. Definitely capable of pulling off some really cool stuff here, so we'll see if the swap is what Angry Cheese needs, but with this jump in, Marathon has found himself an early advantage.
Yeah, he was able to get a little bit of a chunk jump in as well to take his turn, but this time Angry Cheese a little bit more confident in the play style, looking to do a bit more delayed mashing. I think that's going to be catching Marathon off a bit, but as of right now, it is getting punished pretty heavily.
Yeah, hasn't been able to battle their way through this corner, getting a couple of stray hits, but oh, we get a really weird conversion there on the roll.
That was really weird to see, but the side swap is main. Marathon now just jumping around, just looking to do so much. I mean, this guy is in the air constantly against Angry Cheese, looking for those grabs as well. It's very, very curious to see, but there it is again. A jump in continues. This time, Angry Cheese is finally able to take a turn, but now looking to back away and maybe go back to neutral.
Yeah, no, and like in that brief interaction you saw, maybe the reason this character was picked, having that downwards fireball that can catch these sort of jump-in angles. But we got a DP there on the turn, and Marathon up here on set point. Angry Cheese just unfortunately not able to stop the hop. I think Anilov is the general to rabbit.
Yeah, we'll see. Marathon again, loving those jump-ins. There it is, another one. Oh, finally going to get 2H punish, but no conversion to be found. Now resetting to neutral. Angry Cheese, again, a little bit more confidence than we saw in the previous game. Is able to chunk out Marathon a bit, but no big punish just quite yet.
Yeah, we're just kind of trading projectiles at range here as the hop comes in and the cross-up. This will be big damage. We'll see what's the conversion. Oh, drops the last bit on the hop at the end, but we got great corner positioning into a throw. What's the mix?
The grab, DP comes through. Yeah, not able to find it. Goes for another grab. Goes for another grab. Goes for a third grab. Oh, what's the SSBA coming out? No, doesn't actually come out. Angry Cheese now able to get a nice combo going. Looking to play patient against what is potentially a reverse SSBA from the Anila. Both players now looking for that hop in. There it is. Marathon's able to find it and close it out. That's the set going to the Anila. That's the set going to Marathon, and they're going to be moving on.
Yeah, the short hop is all it takes to close that one out. Angry Cheese, of course, still not out of the bracket, heading down to the losers bracket, or as Bato used to call it, the legends bracket. As Mr. Bread is dumb, Mizuno but awesome, is already hopping on the cab for what I'm going to assume is going to be our next match.
And tell me about it, because obviously you're going to be pretty familiar with this guy. This is a guy that I've casted a few times as well, but I think you're going to be the expert here. They're pulling out the Bubs. What are your thoughts?
So as we get and Unabomber actually someone I played against last week is presumably a Uni player, but on that Ilsa. But yes, Bread, if I was in bracket tonight, Bread would be the player that I am most scared about. I think our last two sets, they've gone 6-0 versus me. Definitely a very scary player with this Bubs. Good at kind of like cycling their options, enforcing a lot of stuff on their turns, like strike throw off of dive kicks, mixing things up with the fireballs, running through a lot of the layer 1 knowledge checks, because Bubs, not a particularly common character, so he can really catch you off guard if you don't know what he can do. So we'll see how practiced Unabomber is. Haven't seen this matchup as of yet between these two characters. Ilsa is kind of new. On paper, the lasers she brings to the table, which are like instant projectiles, might be nice for contesting the fireballs at full screen, but Bread is a very aggressive player and can just as easily be up in your face as he can be a screen away. So as they can be a screen away. So we'll see what they ultimately end up doing here as we're just waiting to get into her.
Yeah, Ilsa also a character I believe Gamer took to top 3 at AWT as well. So yeah, kind of abusing a lot of the options that she has really good chip, has really good pressure, seems to have at least all, most if not all the tools you need to succeed in the game. So we'll see if the Unabomber is able to bring all of that out, or if Bread is dumb, the favorite I think to win so far in this bracket, is going to be able to continue their dominance into the semifinal.
Yeah, no, so we'll see kind of how things play out. First, we've seen Bread tonight. We can start our counter. Bread, a big fan of the Bubs command grab super anthem, so we can start a counter from those. I'm thinking we'll see at least 5 attempted tonight, but we'll see if that actually plays out. As bit of a hop, finding an early lead, but there it is, that signature Bubs dive kick, getting Bread pressure and allowing them to take a lot of space here, forcing the Unabomber into the corner.
Yeah, ooh, continue on Marathon's legacy, the jump ins to really start out. Good shimmy as well, no pickup, but the pressure will still continue, especially with that other jump in now, given the turn back to to Bread is dumb.
Tags being a little confusing here, but yeah, we're trading hits in the midstream, and the preemptive anti-air actually wins, but I think Red wasn't ready to follow up it, but they do find a midstream hit here. Dump in all this meter, not quite enough for the kill, but we TK the dive hit, and that's going to be enough to kill with one Fireball.
Yeah, gotta get that there on the Unabombers wake up. First round going over to Bread. We'll see though, as the Unabomber did have pretty good pressure, especially at the start of the round. We're seeing it again here as Mizuno looking to play very, very patient right now, and able to find his way in again. Unabomber able to find himself in the corner, gonna be taking a lot of damage, and Bread now looking to repeat the onslaught from the previous round.
Yeah, Bread, interestingly, I don't usually see them go for the cash out on the meter there, but it ends up working with that Karma, finding those plus frames. And the Unabomber, I think they discouraged themselves from attempting to anti-air the Bubs JU, which is one of the unique tools. We cash out big with this laser flash. Bread popping the black spear right away, and now we're shooting at each other from the full screen.
Yeah, really smart from Bread, I think, looking to catch that meaty beam the Unabomber was going for. Unfortunately, didn't work out. Still able to get the round, though. Able to get the game off the grab. Bread now able to take game number 1.
Yeah, Bubs is not a fast character, but he does have the ability to shadow step as we get a hit right off the bat here. And Bread slowly forces the Unabomber to the corner. Oh, steals the corner.
Suppose that's sometimes what you want to do. Can't say I saw that mix-up coming. Is able to get the grab as well, and DP does come through from the Unabomber, but this pressure from Bread, I mean, it's as scary as you mentioned.
Yeah, and then jumping over the reload attempt there, so should be able to finish, assuming that this combo connects all the way, and here it comes, that charge black spear is going to be the round. But yeah, the plus frames from the Bubs dive kick can be so scary, because if Bread presses, then you get hit, but they can also go for a grab to enforce the mix-up, and it's due to its speed, it's very difficult to anti-air as Bread thrown out a couple of good measure and slowly forcing the Unabomber into this corner here. A nice roll will get them a back throw, though. You're going to have to make this hit count.
Yeah, definitely going to be kind of the first time I feel like Unabomber has Bread in the corner, is able to take advantage of that. Good damage coming through as well. Bread is going to be taken to half. Jump out, though. It's going to be Bread's turn to find the pressure. A reversal of fortune now for the Unabomber. BC going to be spent.
And we'll see if I know you want to do it, Bread. Just teleport forward an Anthem. I'm sensing it coming. We actually get a counter hit here. Pressure in still. Nice little frame press here, forcing another BC out of the Unabomber. But we do find a hit. We catch into the laser, but it's not enough to kill.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary. Dive kick now closing the distance. Unabomber just playing defensive, trying to find it. But oh, what an amazing reaction! Finds the SSBA off of the baited Raging Strike. That's going to be a KO coming out from Bread, and that's going to be the set right there. What a flashy way to end it. Excellently played. What a fantastic reaction.
Yeah, Bread with the young kid reactions, the hero rookie classic of catching that baited BC into the super there and blasting right through the Unabomber. Gonna be moving on to, I believe that makes it winners semis. Yeah, up against Mech Warrior.
Yeah, so very, very dominant showing, and like you mentioned, the player to watch out here for this bracket. And speaking of a name that I do recognize, though, Lolipe, it's going to be our next game on stream, I believe, against Seth Michi.
Yeah, no, Lolipe, a kind of a mainstay at a lot of these brackets. Also been entering Starlight's tournament, which happens every other Sunday, and doing there as well. Whereas Mitchster, or Seth Michi, I believe this is their first bracket with TMN Neo, at least for Granblue. I think they're a BB tag graduate, but
They are, hi, TO here. They are a member of the community for a long time. They play a lot of BB Tag. They did graduate their permanent protagonist, but has been picking up Granblue as of late and is active in our chat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've also been hitting up Starlight's bracket, doing a lot of learning there, and it's nice to see them. Nice to see them in the bracket for the first time. So we'll see. And Lilipe, again, a mainstay, mostly playing Catalina these days, but they have been known to swap up characters for the matchup. We've seen Meg, we've seen Beatrix. We might see something new that we've never seen before. You never know with Lilipe.
Yeah, I've seen Onray on this guy. I think that was my first TMN bracket that I casted with. He picked up the Onray, and that was like the whole thing.
Well,
yeah, because you hear me going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, fond memories of that. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I guess we'll see what Lilipe ends up pulling out. If it will be the Uno for the bracket, or if it'll be more of these Shoto type rushdown characters that we're used to seeing. Yeah, Lilipe actually, I wasn't playing in the brackets at this time, but they got their first win on 2B, and since then they've trying to get the bracket win on a second character, kind of similar to what
start.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're listening on the stream, but they can start. We're just waiting for our players to get started. So hopefully y'all watching are having a fantastic night. I'm having a fantastic night.
Yeah, I'm having a good night too, and we'll see. Though maybe Lilipe and Mitchter want to put an end to our good night. They're gonna hold us hostage here in lobby for a little bit. Nope, Lilipe now on the scene. Mitchter though, it's gonna be waiting. We'll see. It looks like Lilipe bringing out the Beatrix this time though.
Yeah, so Mitchter actually floating pause. They are kind of known. They were primarily playing Jita, which is what we see right now. I know they also have been playing a bit of Zoe, so we'll see if that comes out. I also believe these two were playing earlier prior to the tournament to warm up, so we'll see if they're already starting on that kind of like layer 5, where we might see some really crazy reads just based on what they were doing earlier. As the stickers are flying. All right, here we go.
Yeah, able to find your way into the game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And there it is. Yeah, Beatrix versus Jita again. Well, I don't want to say it, but I mean, it's a fighting game. We'll see what they'll be able to do. Obviously, Jita's damage not quite comparable to Beatrix, but still able to do a lot in her own right.
Yeah, Jita boasting a much better projectile game, so we'll see kind of if Mitchter here is able to control the mid-range, or if Lilipe will just be able to close the gaps and get right into it as we get into our first round here. What's going to be the opening gambit? We're throwing some fireballs. We're hitting the classic Granblue 6-6L. And we're getting a trade.
Wow. And I believe even without the follow-up, the 6-6, or sorry, the heavy riding free is punishable. That being said, good bait on DC from Lilipe. Gonna start and get a lot of damage. Also gonna get that jump into the super as well. Don't think it's gonna be lethal, and yeah, there is Mr. One more opportunity, but the command grab is gonna seal any hope Mr. had for that point. A quick first round here from Lilipe.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't tech those, and some of that knowledge, maybe from their previous matches against each other, coming in with Lilipe going for the immediate throw bait, as Mitchter pushing out of the East Coast corner, but gets caught by the 6-6L, and once B puts you in a lot of corner, you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, good swing there, but Lilipe able to respond to that pressure. Good spot dodge as well from Mitchter. Now we're seeing a little bit more poking coming through. Unfortunately, gonna get grabbed there, going for the meaty hit. DP now gonna be baited. This is gonna be a lot of damage. Lex instead just go right into the SBA. Now Mitchter on a final touch.
Yeah, and a quick run up low, gonna claim Mitchter pressing something, and Lilipe going up 1-0 in the set. They did Mitchter doing a good charged fireball early there to catch the spot dodge, but unfortunately, Lilipe able to regain the momentum with a back throw into it. As we said, the Rising 3, the follow-up is very punishable, but unfortunately a little too far away as Lilipe continuing their momentum.
Yeah, wow, and Lilipe just so insanely brave, just sending out those heavy riding frees. I personally never do that because I know how punishable it can be, but I guess that might be that layer 5 thing, knowing that Mitchter is a little bit hesitant to punish those, might not know just how -8 is. And so Lolipe taking advantage of that just to be able to use a good button. Now we're going to see a 2H into a full combo. This is almost certainly going to be death coming out. The SBA going to come through, and that is going to be round 1 going to Lolipe.
Yeah, Mitchster here on their winner's bracket life. Lolipe, a lot of lights in that combo, but still enough to get the job done as we're just sending those dive kicks right away, getting right in Mitchster's face. Getting a nice little counter hit though, starting a little combo, but Lolipe kind of disrespected the wake-up options a bit, going right for the grab. And one thing Beatrix does have in this matchup is that her heavies are really good. Beatrix's mediums are kind of, you know, whatever, as we find a 6XL, and that's probably going to convert into a little combo SSBA. But her heavies are really strong, and those are able to crush and counterpose Mitchster and keep him in the corner here as the roll gets caught.
Jesus, that is brutal to speak of Lolipe. Gonna just end the round off of that. That looked weird, but I mean that works. Grab catches, roll forward, and that's just a dominant performance there.
Beatrix, her head has a heart of a rock, smacking it right into Mitchster and sending him down to the Legends bracket, Losers bracket, whatever you want to call it. But that, I believe, on the winner's side will solidify the winner's semis, where we've got Bread up against Mech Warrior and Leguigui. I'm going to butcher so many people's tags. Guigui versus Lolipe. So kind of the usual suspects. Definitely some big heavy hitters that are expected to be seen up here. But I suppose in the interim, we're just going to be kind of waiting for the losers bracket to catch up. Okay, gotcha. So straight into winner's semis 1 then.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Hi, Tio
so
here. I'm wanting to get this going and rolling, so we might as well just keep going.
Yeah, Brett is Dom, Mech Warrior, both players that we've seen before. Obviously, Vasaraga and the Bubs coming through a bit. I think this is going to be a bit more interesting. Both slower characters. I think we've both seen these players face against quicker characters, kind of more rushdowny with faster buttons, looking to kind of find those openings. But now it's just going to be more of a slugfest, I feel like, and I believe both of these are pretty tenured TMN players, so I'm sure they're aware of what tricks they bring to the table here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have both of them have met in bracket a couple of times. I believe Bread has gotten the edge on Mech Warrior the last time that they played, so we'll see if Mech Warrior has any new technology. Something else, it hasn't been repped in the bracket so far, but Mech Warrior also does have a Sores. They broke it out at Combo Breaker to get out of their, not Combo Breaker, Frosty. Combo Breakers later to escape their pool, so we'll see if we see a character switch or if we're just sticking with the Vasaraga for this first 3. Bubs into Vasaraga. Bubs has a lot of good tools against Voss. He has multi-hitting fireballs to break through the armor, and he can play at that range. He can play up close, and Vasaraga struggling a bit on the defense with those slower buttons and not having a true DP. So we'll see what Mech Warrior can bring through the table to kind of like bully through these fireballs and lock down Bread is Dumb.
So no clear out, it seems like, for the Vasaraga. What tools does Mech Warrior even have? There's definitely not a lot of gap closing tools. Like you mentioned, no true DP on the character. I mean, we did see a lot of those metered fireballs against the Charlotta in the previous set, but I'm not quite sure what Mech Warrior is going to bring out here.
Mm-hmm. Well, as is stated by Voss players everywhere, when in doubt, turn blue. Voss does have an excellent suite of EX specials to kind of blast through this matchup. U Instinction, the Fireball is very good, and the Shoulder Attacker as well. Having that super armor can let Vasaraga bully through against the projectiles, but they are both hard callouts and not necessarily something you want to commit to all the time as we get into the first round here.
Yeah, and again, Muzino just going to jump right in. It feels like a continuation of that previous set. Looking to play that air game, like you mentioned. Vasaraga's anti-air options might be a little bit limited out of the tried and true 2H maybe, which can be a little bit slow. So we'll see with that safe jump. It looks like Brett is going to be looking to take advantage of that rep of set.
Yeah, it's difficult for just in general to contest as we get the double U Chaos Caliber, but we go right for the EX tackle. That's going to give us a big combo, big damage to reset our armor. But Bread crossing up. low HP on Mech Warrior here. Dangerous situation, and that dive kick will find him.
Yeah, good play coming out from Bread. And like you mentioned, two mix-ups, like two really solid mix-ups coming out in just the first round. Feels like Bread playing very, very confident, playing very, very aggressively. Feels like he now has the faster character and he wants to abuse that fact against Mech Warrior.
Yeah, and we see there like some of the benefits Bugs has in this matchup as the armored 6H was charged and would have caught it in a normal jumping character, but the multi-hitting fireballs were able to power through, and then the deep-reaching JU of Bugs able to hit the 2H attempt. But Mech Warrior building a bit of a lead for himself here as he goes for the U command grab. What's the mix gonna be? Oh, Pops did not take that much space.
Just wants to not get rushed down from Red, but Red's still finding that way in. Wow! Wow!
We did put one on the Anthem counter, but unfortunately the U command grab a little more invincible, and apparently Voss is the bigger scoop.
That was crazy. I mean, that was incredibly well played by Mech Warrior, just calling out what options Red was looking to do there, and gonna find himself a little bit disadvantaged coming in this set. Gonna be taking a 6-6H right to the face. That's gonna be a good bit of damage, but still very impressive to see, and absolutely showing us that we got a good set in our hands.
Yeah, another tackle finds Mark. That's gonna give him the full forward, let us close the space with Red. Able to battle their way back out. Yeah, and unfortunately, unlike what we saw as we get another U tackle, version, but a big whip on the super.
Oh, this man is absolutely dead. I feel like it's going to be a ton of damage. Actually, might not get the meter to fully confirm here. Yeah, just so unfortunate.
Yeah, I think just a little flub on the routing there. It's not often you get every opportunity to practice those big punishes. So Red skirting away by the skin of their teeth, but good set so far. We'll see if Red can keep up the momentum here. So walking down Mech Warrior into this corner.
Yeah, feels like Mech Warrior a little bit is able to get the back throw, but looking a little bit frazzled, it feels like, after that defense. Had some really good defensive plays, looked really scary, again with those reversals, and able to show us that again, but his Dumb still able to find a lot of those advantages, and a big DP punish going to be missed here by Mech Warrior.
Oh, nice spot dodge there. So yeah, one of Bugs' layer 1 gimmicks is if you block the charged fireball at the very tip of its range, and actually true combos into Bugs' 2-2-U, which is unblockable. But Mech Warrior, aware of it, able to do the correct counterplay and go in with that U tackle and stuff Red out in this first round of the second game.
Good, and that's going to earn in a much-needed point. We'll see, though, if they're going to be able to close out this game and take us to a game number 3. Good damage coming out so far. Now Mech Warrior going to be taking his turn, able to find the counter onto Bread, and just continuing that charge into the corner.
Yeah, no, well played around the spacing there. Bread finds a nice throw to the corner, but the playing around the armor there, so Bread didn't have the opportunity to get these multi-hits, but that Bugs dive kick doing a lot of work. We'll see if Bread, combo limits, so we won't elect to go to the SBA here as we go. No, we're losing this interaction again, no!
That is super unfortunate, but again, Mech Warrior defense has been looking really, really scary for Bread is Dumb to get into, but still playing confident, going for these grabs, going for these throw baits. Unfortunately, going to be knocked away again. Both players here going to be on the final touch. We'll see as those final few seconds of the point play out. That's going to be the unblockable, catching Mech Warrior out. That's going to be Bread is Dumb taking around.
Yeah, and those scramble situations, difficult option to keep in the corner. I have been liking the spot dodges that Mech Warrior has been doing here, which caught the dive kick attempt there. Unfortunately, that sweep going to get called out by the jump in, and Red forcing Mech Warrior back to the corner. They do have Soul Forge though, but
just that unfortunate, not able to find the confirm there off of what I believe was the close light. Is still able to get a little bit of damage here. Diesel Bug. Now both players just going to be exchanging positions, exchanging blows, but the armor from Basaraga means that Mech Warrior going to have the advantage, but the throw coming out from Breads into an SBA that's going to be baited out. This is going to be a pretty big punish. Maybe no, just sending him to the corner.
Bread just scratching like a cat there, but that anti-air from the Soul Forge coming out. Bread does have SBA though. You have to be worried about this reversal here. Keeping his distance.
This is looking really scary. Both players on potentially a final touch here. The low is able to hit Mech Warrior. The chip now coming through. And should have come out as well.
Yeah,
there
it's
is.
really scary to approach Basaraga there because you can't safe jump him traditionally because of the command grab and the tackle also being able to flow through some of his options with the armor.
There we go. Game number 3
On the
here.
dive kick.
Yeah, huge anti-air, gonna get a lot of damage, and you know it was only 15 seconds. Well, now Bread now gonna be down to their final third of HP. Does have a lot of meter to work with and all their BC counters, so we'll see if they're gonna be able to use those resources.
The butt slam, catch into the empty jump there, and this armor again doing a lot of work. Soulforge is about to expire though. But again, that's the teleport into grab doing a lot of work and actually catching the startup with the huge tackle there, so MechWarrior doesn't get a look. Red bleeding a lot of HP, and it's enough for MechWarrior to take the round.
Yeah, super hard to come back. Again, right now, MechWarrior has just been putting up a fantastic defense, so you definitely don't want to be low HP against them where that single defensive option just could end up killing you anyways. So, good advantage coming out from Bread right now, but until that HP hits 0, this boss round is still going to be in it.
Yeah, it's a scary character to have to fight. Great combo there, though, from Bread getting a lot of space, and then Matt Karma setting up for the throw. We actually clashed on the armor, but still armor the entire time. So it ends up working out for MechWarrior, but a quick throw means the HP is rapidly dwindling for the Basaraga.
Damage coming out from Bread again. One more combo coming through, and there it is. SS50A. Yeah, just was blocked the last 2 times, but this time it's able to go through and take the round.
Yeah, the third anthem of the set does find its mark. Bread getting that command grab in, a nice option that Beelzebub has available. So we're going in. This has been the 3rd game, round 3, but we have a big anti-air combo to start us off. MechWarrior in the corner immediately.
Good delayed mash, is able to find the hit, but no pickup to follow through. MechWarrior, though, able to find the defense, reset himself back into neutral, actually gives himself the slight advantage. This is going to be a lot of damage coming through. I think if the combo is able to be found, enough meter, maybe just barely, no, the combo limits hit just as he gets 100%.
Yeah.
No,
No, it doesn't. It's not invincible enough to punish. And yeah, now at full screen, trying to set up the Soulforge, but great jump. Red goes for another grab. It's a really difficult position for Basaraga to be into. There's scrambles, especially when Beelzebub has meter, but we set up the Soulforge. But a quick kick into the Chaos Caliber is enough for Bread to secure the 3rd game here.
That was dirty, but Bread is dumb, able to finish it out. Takes the set 2-1. Advances on to that winner's final. MechWarrior, a very good showing on the Basaraga.
We're first to 3, I believe.
Are we first to 3? Oh, so there's one more game here, actually. But
yes, at least one more game coming up. I'm not sure if MechWarrior is, if there's some clarification needed about if it's first to 2 or 3, or if MechWarrior is actually elected for the Switch, but we'll see as we're hopping back on. I just can't handle this first to 3, says Bread. Now, welcome back, Bread. Glad to have you back again. Glad to see you here as we're going in to the 4th, what could be the final game of our first winner's semi set.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. Obviously, it feels like Mizuno able to win these just by kind of the skin of his teeth. So one adaptation or one thing going the way of MechWarrior feels like it might just throw the balance of the set completely out of whack.
Yeah, as we're going there for the slower dive kick, finding the mark, but currently locked down, doing some big swings from either side. But we got the Soulforge up, and that means we have the options to take care of these more kind of belligerent options from Beelzebub that usually allow him to skip people quite so easily. And there it is again. Unfortunately, doesn't get a confirm on the anti-air.
He is able to get the throw into the corner. However, this could be a bit of damage. Now going to put Breads into final touch territory. Is able to find the reversal here in the corner, but yeah, when you're that low on HP, MechWarrior is going to find enough damage to close out the round. Round 1 here in game number 4, going over to MechWarrior.
I'm curious if Bread wanted something else in that last exchange. Is Bread going for a run up 2H? A bit of a sociopathic play there. And big anti-air. We'll see what this leads to, but you're cornered regardless, and MechWarrior getting these big hits in, but a quick throw from Bread.
Yeah, good wake-up option there, but unfortunately just going to be sent very low. And when this situation happens, MechWarrior is almost consistently closed out as he's just aura walking over to Brett his thumb. Unfortunately, going to be knocked away. Going to lose a little bit of aura there in that exchange, but we'll see now as both players getting a little bit worryingly low. Brett is now looking to maybe play very passive, but just not going to be able to find it. Gets caught here by the metered fireball.
Yeah, the U Instinction catching. Brett actually playing that very well. It was nice to slow it down, but when you have that little health, any little slip-up can cause you a lot of heartbreak, and that's what ends up happening here. MechWarrior making great use of the Soul Force to kind of blow through these single hits. So Brett, kind of like they did, they're going to have to change up their timing so they're not getting armored through. But a good karma, and catching on to these spot dodges now. Brett looking good, especially on that U command grab whip.
Was able to find that little pickup there, but unfortunately gonna just be exchanging blows with MechWarrior. Both players now in that half HP range, 2H, coming out and able to find the bugs. This again, Brett gonna be thrown into the corner. Now liking to play a lot more passively, it feels like. Just looking to react to what MechWarrior does instead of playing a lot more proactively like we've seen earlier in the set.
Yeah, I really like that wait. I thought that was good. Oh, the SSBA is coming out. Does this connect? It does, because it's there on Fred going for a jump, maybe trying to go for a throw bait or a bait on the U command grab. But MechWarrior catching it and bringing himself to set point.
Yeah, very, very good. Again, even with the adaptations made by Brett, that defense is still there with MechWarrior. Going to be able to get the first blow of potentially the final round of the set.
Things like it's difficult to adjust, especially if you don't have the opportunity. We actually blow right through the TP, but it looks like neither player was ready for it. And again, a nice throw from Brett. But yeah, with these big body armored characters, it can be difficult to adjust when the way you structure your pressure normally doesn't work. And that anti-air game.
Yeah, absolutely gonna be it. That's MechWarrior able to close out the set. A beautiful, beautiful fashion. The defense was unbreakable, and in those final sets, we saw a lot of the offense that MechWarrior was able to bring out, able to send the Breads down into the losers bracket and take themselves over to winners finals.
Yeah, no, MechWarrior playing great. You know, I know they stated earlier in the TMN chat they're not a big fan of being zoned out by these fireball characters, but playing really well in the matchup, catching a lot of these dive kick attempts, and it kind of looked like. Once Voss starts catching around onto your timing with the armored moves, it can be difficult to adjust, especially when you're in the air and you're committing to an option. Those armored anti-airs can very easily blow right through you. But up next, we might have a cat mirror as we have Leguigui versus Lalipe.
Yeah, interesting to see. We'll see what Lalipe ends up bringing out. Did bring out the Beatrix in the previous set that we saw him in, but as you mentioned, just plays basically anything again. The on-ray, always an everlasting potential. We'll see though. I doubt it'll come out, but you know, it historically has happened, so just anything can come out of the Lalipe box, it feels like.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see. I know Leguigui also a bit of a Vera player. I've played against their Vera before. I'm not 100% sure in this bracket, but definitely in Paragon. So we'll see if they opt for a switch as the set goes long. But for now, right on that Catalina, and then we'll see if Lalipe responds in kind, if they want to go for the Beatrix that was working earlier. Or yeah, maybe something like the Meg, or maybe even the fabled Uno, as you've mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of options. Not too much to really get. It hasn't given us too much to really work with what they're gonna pick. So very, very curious to see. But on the flip side, Catalina, I feel like an interesting character right now. I haven't seen too much of her. I had a friend that actually played her quite a bit, but dropped her for Cagliostro, which is unfortunately for the rest of us served him very, very well. That character can be quite annoying to deal with, but it feels like Catalina really struggles to open up opponents. But if Leguigui is able to find that consistent strike throw mix up to keep Lalipe guessing, Catalina still can get a lot of potential damage off. But it does look like Lalipe is going to opt into that Beatrix for this matchup. Damage Shoto versus Shoto, honestly.
Yeah, no, that friend's name who dropped Catalina for Cagliostro was Zangief Dream. Anyway, going into this match here, we have the Lilipe Beatrix up against Liguigui on this Catalina. Yeah, Beatrix a lot stronger up close than Catalina is, but both of these characters having very strong tools on offense. Catalina, the light wall, and being able to space out these big normals, removing kind of one of Beatrix's advantages. But Beatrix obviously really good up close, and she always has that potential comeback factor with the Delta Clock when she's at low HP or landed that command grab.
Absolutely agree. And when you're playing a little bit slow on Catalina, you do have to be wary for when your chip out does actually put Beatrix in that range. It's just a super unfortunate situation. It's really hard to play around. But there have been times where I've just been chipped into that Delta Clock range, and you can just end the game off of it if given the opportunity. So we'll see if Liguigui's going to be able to kind of play around that, or if Lilipe is going to find out a lot of those comebacks throughout the set.
We got a big hit here. Unfortunately not a full conversion, but our positioning is great here for Liguigui. I think they were expecting to be able to convert into their lunge off that FH, but unfortunately it wasn't off cooldown. But the position for Liguigui looking really good as we just let 3 lunges rip in a row.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. No meter yet from Beatrix, but she gets it very, very fast. It's going to be up to Liguigui to actually end the point before that Delta Clock becomes an issue, but you see it there. Going to be able to end out the set with a fireball, or sorry, the round with a fireball. Lilipe not able to get that opportunity.
Yeah, first round to Liguigui. I'm kind of expecting fewer fireballs just because the riding free can low profile them, and I kind of like to see, I guess, Lilipe use more of the riding free, as I believe it does low profile both Catalina far light and far medium, so a lot of these buttons that she's looking to control the neutral with. But thus far, Liguigui looking really good, getting an early BP out. And we're playing, compared to the last set, which was a bit more of a slobber knockers, we're getting a big combo here. But this one, a little slower, you know, a little footsies, with the footsies shotos, as it were.
Yeah, we're gonna see some strike throw shotos coming out as well. The rock paper scissors does get DP'd out here. Lilipe again, really feeling like they're struggling to fully get their way in against this Catalina, and is able to find pressure right now. But it feels like it's the first time that it's happened this set.
Yes, but we have a couple of good spot dodges from Lilipe, and that is something as a player I think they're very good about, is actually utilizing those defensive mechanics. We've seen it against other players, as we don't have Delta Clock quite yet, but we might be able to kill with this SSBA, but again, there's a lot of... Oh, there it is.
God bless Beatrix. That's going to be all the damage that you needed to close out the round. Now going to be tied 1-1.
Well, Samuel Jam is not asking if that one will kill, because we're in the 3rd round, and a 6-6L to interrupt the riding free, actually, but back throw incident. Great positioning for Lilipe right now.
Lilipe going to try to get the safe jump going, but not going to bite here. The Catalina now just looking to build that space, and when that space is built, I feel like Catalina has had all the cards kind of in her hand, all cards for Liguigui to play with, but we'll see. Lilipe again trying to find their way in, but going to be knocked away. Has to use their own BC just to get the offense going again.
Yeah, the positioning is good, but they're having trouble bullying in past the reach of Catalina here, kind of expending these resources to no avail. We get a bit of a string, but Lilipe now having burned through all their BC, very dangerous because any hit could lead to death. Bit of a tense moment. We send the U riding free, though.
Oh, but this is going to be a lot of damage. The grab, not able to find it with no BC. This is almost certainly death. Not even knocked into the air quite yet. There it is, and as soon as it comes out, it's going to be closed out by Liguigui, able to take game number 1 here in the set.
Believe in victory.
Yeah, no, great lock in there by Liguigui. I think I'm surprised again not to see the swap from Lilipe, but maybe they want to see, maybe they're playing nothing but Beatrix tonight, or maybe they want to see kind of how it does, or maybe they favor it into the matchup. But yeah, just the full cash out there from Liguigui, well done, as we fortunately don't find punishes on each other, but we're back into this neutral game. Cross-up attempt coming in.
Nothing going to be found, but ooh, that might be a little bit of an adaptation that we saw from Lilipe. I don't know if that was true, but pressing these fireballs when those lunges are coming out is going to be able to stuff out that pressure. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to see that interaction again. This will almost certainly be lethal from Liguigui, able to close out to this point here, and and just going to be able to take that one in quick fashion. Lolipe now going to have to make some adaptations pretty soon. Still has another game to work with. As I said again, fireballs maybe to stuff it out, maybe to play a little bit more footsies. This is going to be a great start to the round, though, finding that 2H.
Now locking right in the corner and finding that 6-6L means we can cash into some more damage here, getting that command grab. So we do have the Delta Clock available. But yeah, I feel Leguigui, oh, great air-to-air on the dive kick, but with DP, but no punish.
Super unfortunate to see. Is going to block a heavy riding free, which means that's just an all too easy punish for Leguigui. Going to be sent corner to corner. The Catalina special to find all of that damage, all that corner carry. We'll see though. Both players very low HP. Going to be up to 1 to close them out.
The lunge is finding his mark, but so does the far light, and then Leguigui pressing something, gets caught by the U Fireball. But yeah, it was a very brief interaction, but Leguigui actually caught a BC from Lolipe there with the light wall, but unfortunately doesn't lead to anything more. But kind of well done there, as again, these kind of bigger normals stuffing out Beatrix, preventing her from approaching, and we're getting a big confirm here.
Yeah, excellent patience from Leguigui, just holding that far heavy, recognizing that in that spacing he just has a huge advantage and can wait for Lolipe to make the mistake, which Lolipe ended up doing and was getting punished for. Again, we are just in the corner. Good conversion coming out from Leguigui as to be very low in HP. The BC going to be used to continue pressure.
Another caught BC, no punish. Oh, but we catch the 6-6L, but that's after.
Bunch of damage coming through. This is a reversal that Beatrix could potentially block. No crystals, no rhombuses now anymore. Could be command grabbed as well. This is almost going to certainly be any lethal touch for the Beatrix.
But the spot dodge ends up backfiring as the far heavy comes out, and Leguigui going up 2-0 as we're locking in for Beatrix for the rest of the set. So we'll see if Lolipe can make these adaptations or if Leguigui continues to kind of stonewall them out with these lunges and normals.
Yeah, they're playing so well, and I really, really respect that patience they have. Lolipe, like you mentioned, very good at using the spot dodges to just find holes in your offense and steal his turns away. But there's so much patience from Leguigui whenever he recognizes that he's in far H range, where he recognizes his far H beats Beatrix's far H, and he's just using that to allow Lolipe to make mistakes and take damage off of it.
Yeah, no, playing kind of this more like slow, controlled style, and again, another whiff spot dodge means... Oh, unfortunately we drop, but we find the light anyway. This should almost certainly... Ah, never mind, I'm full of it. Samuel Jam says this won't kill, but now it will, as that's a whiff... Oh! We're aura farming.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, sometimes you just want to do it, and there it is. Baited BC into grab just to end that one out. Didn't need to do all that, but gave us the sauce and all the ingredients as well. We'll see. So if Lolipe is able to finally find their way in, is off to kind of a good start, but the distance is being built by this Catalina again.
Yeah, these normals kind of zoning this Beatrix out, catching her, attempting to press. Spot dodge there on a 2H, I guess, potentially the jump, but this far H, Catalina's best friend, unfortunately that combo drops, and big opportunity here for Lolipe.
Goes for that Delta Clock shenanigans with command grab. Not going to be able to find it, however. Both players now going to be entering the lower HP territory. Double clash coming through. It is spot dodge. It is DP. That felt like a layer 50 thing.
Yeah, we got anime as heck there. Unfortunately, it restand. I think Catalina's going to be able to finish it, and there it is. Leguigui taking it 3-0 over Lolipe. There was a bunch of hype moments in Aura, but at the end, only one player could be left standing, and it will be Leguigui heading over to that winner's final.
Yeah, absolutely well played. Again, just great patience, great layered offense, just stuffing out any defensive options that Lolipe wanted to put out, and just finding conversion after conversion, just able to chip Lolipe out through continuous, patient, and well-mannered play. So just, yeah, great all around from Leguigui. A dominant threat, I think, in this bracket.
Yeah, no, and we'll be seeing them again in a bit in the winners finals. But for now, we're going to be heading down, I believe, to the losers bracket. See some of these last chance runs going on. I think up first, nobody's joined the room yet, but up first would be Seth Mitchie, the Mitchter versus Ledian.
All right, we'll see. Both of these players we have seen before. I think Michi on the Jita, Ledian on the Charlotta, and not both of them. Ledian, I think, being knocked out earlier on stream against MechWarrior. Seth Michi being knocked out, I think, by Lolipe. But we see some of the rushdown that we saw from Ledian was pretty hard to deal with, even from MechWarrior, who had fantastic defense against Bread later in the bracket. So if Ledian's able to find those ways in, I'm wondering if Seth Michi is able to actually bring up some of that defense in order to deal with that aggression, or if they're just going to be run over.
Mm-hmm. And as I do understand, Michi, coming over from BB Tag, I'm not sure how many opportunities they have to play against Charlotta, and Charlotta is definitely a character that you kind of need to get comfortable against just because of her myriad of reset options. She has a very quick falling jump that can allow her to take space really effectively and prevent anti-airs that wouldn't normally have. And of course, she has the best button of all time in that LDP, which you should definitely be pressing until it stops working.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but you should definitely be doing that.
No, that button's awesome. It's so illegal what you could take with an LDP and not get punished for, or just like find weird like denies of Oki or just denies of like people taking their turn. It's so easy for Charlotta just to steal a turn back that she gave away without like DP, and if you are not ready for it, like you mentioned, you can just kind of get run over by that and you just have a bad time.
Yeah, well, nice opening here by Minster, keeping the lockdown onto Ledian. Getting this nice strike throw, but the jump out, and this could be big damage as we can convert it to a full combo here. Oh, you elect not to.
Just looking, yeah, just wants to use that meter instead. Cool backdash in order to bait out the 2L wake up mash from that Minster, but not able to convert too much off of it. Both players now going to be taken pretty low, letting a little bit more low. As Footsies comes back in, Charlotte not going to be advantaged here, but just one fatal slip-up is going to be it, and there it is, Minster taking the first round.
Yeah, nice roll, nice, going for a bit of a read on that attempt that are getting in on top of Ledian, as we're seeing that super jump come out, and it's really scary to deal with Charlotta when she's right on top of you, but Minster finds the press, and on their turn, using these bigger Jita normals to kind of box out this tiny potato mite as we find a hit, but we don't have Rekka up, so we can't convert. And Ledian going for another combo. Oh!
Fortunate though, gets that reset, is not able to actually convert off of it, but both players not feeling great after that one.
Yeah, and then the corner hit found here by Minster. Going for the DP combo. We'll see. Nope, they don't elect to cash out, going instead for the plus frames. But we flip out and we get that hit into the corner. We can root into SSBA here, but I don't... okay. I don't know if it would have killed, but who's to know?
Yeah, it definitely would have been close, yeah. Ledian electing to play it safe here. Finds a great pickup off of the 2L, able to close out the round.
Yeah, no, Ledian bringing us to the third round here, starting off aggressive with this 6-6L, but again, Minster finding these good presses here, preventing Ledian from getting in, but we get a reset, and this is where Charlotta can be so tricksy. Once she starts going as the DP whiffs, yeah, she can be really hard to shut down once these flips start flipping.
Yeah, ooh, good press as well to actually catch out the fireball. Minster is going to find the advantage right now, but there is the first DP, I'm sure, of many coming out from the Charlotta.
But goes for the grab, well done, and we find the punish, but unfortunately we can't get anything further from it. But great positioning from Minster right now, finds a hit, again no conversion, but we get the back for Minster, playing very suffocating with this pressure, but now it's a total scramble. The next hit will take it.
Yeah, very scary for both players. There is this hit comes through, but it's not going to be lethal. Charlotta swings, but not going to find anything chipped. Now a real threat, but the throw bait's going to be there. Ledian's going to be able to close it out as well with the SBA. That's going to be the game going over to Ledian. A very, very last minute call on the bait there, but it pays off here for Letty.
Yeah, coming down right to the chip point there. I would have liked to see Mitch just rip a DP on the chip point, but it's a hard thing to like consciously be aware of, especially if Mitch kind of electing for a slower style as we get a catch him here. Not elected for a safe jump, but we do get a shimmy into a hit, and we can actually does get the pickup. That is a one-frame link. I never get those.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never had that before ever. What the, that was like really impressive to see because I feel like I've seen Letty drop a lot of these combos that I just expect them, or I expect like Charlotta players to be picking up, but that one just got me out of nowhere. That was so cool. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit in awe. That was awesome.
It's all good. You know, it's always nice to see like something and go like, damn, that was sick. As we'll see what the pickup ends up being. Not elected for the thing, but we're flipping. As Mitch finally getting some space here and gets a heavy counter hit. Unfortunately, this is about all we can lead to without spending resources. And then a mistimed meaty means that the momentum is all Lettian right now.
Trying to find the link on the medium there, but still a very good position to be in. Mr. Going to be low, looks to jump over. The grab was just too early. Lighting able to take advantage of that, punish that grab whiff, and that's going to be a second game going over there.
Yeah, a bit too flush. Plus there, Lettian looking clean. We'll see if they can keep up this momentum here. But again, Mitch not... It's Charlotta L ball is -2 there, so you can kind of play like an RPS game as we're finding these quick strings of reset hits here. But Mitch has been selected the right option every time there as they find a DP to get themselves some space. Doesn't like to go for the third hit of Rekka, so kind of soul reading that Lettian would try to do something there.
Oh, another beautiful throw punish. It's going to be able to put Mitchster into the corner. Now looking to start pressure in that. Great grab out of nowhere, it feels like. Now looking to take some plus frames and turn. Walks away, gets a little patient, but going to find this pickup here. That's going to almost certainly be feasible against the
Vegeta. Does end up picking up there with the ball into the brilliant moon. Well played catching that jump there with the H ball. And Mitchster potentially on their last round of the tournament here is going to have to find the pressure, which they're working towards slowly, but a quick reversal means that the positioning they've been battling so hard for is much worse as we get a trade.
Yeah, great footsies actually there from Mitchster to catch that whiffed medium. And both players going to be in neutral again. Cheetah going to be slightly favored in these situations, but it feels like, again, another throw bait from Lettian. Allows both players to be exchanged. Great pickup off the swing. And now, see what Lettian can do with the pressure.
Gets those plus frames, but yeah, maybe, as we find a hit here from Mitchster. Pretty scaled with the 6XL start, and unfortunately Cheetah hasn't had that wall bounce, so can't get anything further. And these empty hop into cross-up hop throw baits doing so much work for Lettian, and that's going to be enough work to probably finish. Oh, we combo limit, one chance.
Yeah, gonna go down to the wire here. The triple heavies coming out from the Charlotta. I'm certain a DP will come out any second. There it is. Gonna be punished by by Lettian onto Mitchster. A 3-0 from the Charlotta. Lettian gonna be advancing on here in the bracket.
Yeah, no, a total scramble at the end. Both players on chip point, but unfortunately with more health to work with means you can just hold block on those DP attempts for Mitchster. So Lettian, well played, snowballing ahead on to our losers quarterfinal here.
Yeah, they're going to be meeting up with a Bread is Dumb in the winners finals. Not what you like to see on your potential elimination game. But we're still not done with losers round 3. We're going to be seeing two players I don't think has been on stream so far tonight. Dark Knight and Blade Dasher. Are any of these names familiar to you?
Yes, I've played Dark Knight a couple of times. They're still rocking that Percival. I believe they're a multi-game specialist over at TMN Neo. I believe they play a bunch of other games as well. I believe I've seen them in the top 8s for Guilty Gear Strive, so kind of hopping around between a bunch of different games. Yeah, very, very solidly fundamentals. I remember them giving me a lot of trouble when we played for the first time, and I believe they said they only had like 10 or 20 hours on the game. And they were stonewalling me pretty well, which is very impressive for a player with that little time. Blade Dasher, I believe, was in last week's bracket. I'm not sure if we played. I believe they were on Ilsa, but I might be wrong. As we see Avira instead, I'm totally wrong.
Well, still interesting to see what will come out from both of these players. Again, first time on stream, so what they have coming in to tonight's game is a little bit unknown to both of us. We'll see the Blade game just starting in a moment. Excited to see.
Yeah, no, as the stickers are up, so we're getting some Percival into Vera here. Someone ping Zoma in the in the chat. Vera is on stream, but yeah, this matchup. I'm kind of curious. You don't see a lot of this. I haven't seen a lot of this matchup personally. Percival, not one of the more popular characters in this game. Both, you know, kind of in that Shoto-like. Of course, Vera not really having that neutral controlling projectile like Percival does. But both of them, you know, big normals. Kind of wanted to control that space there and slowly push you towards the corner.
Believe in victory. Battle one.
We've got a Fire Shoto versus Install Shoto, I guess. Man, there really are no new fighting game ideas left, are there? That's rough.
If you're a fan of the Granblue Gacha, you'll be a big fan of the weapon that Percival is carrying presently, as it for a long time carried the entire fire element. But in this game, we've got a nice back throw as we're mountain stocks and keeping Blade Dasher in this corner.
Good offense. I really like that from Dark Knight, just taking plus frames where he can and just burning Blade Dasher away. So much HP just gone in a blink of an eye, even though they're just holding down back the entire time.
Yeah, and a quick throw will seal it for the first round. Yeah, no, well played by Dark Knight, kind of utilizing that suffocating bursting pressure, just wants to get into the corner and set up the flame carpet. As we actually go auto combo into a cheeky reset, and we have Luminera installed, ready to go.
Bit of a reaction check. DK not able to pass, but a DP is going to buy some much valuable space. Blade Dasher, though, in a fantastic position, getting it installed so early into the round.
Yeah, with the health lead as well, but we have gotten the space to build up our stocks, and with this anti-air, getting some big damage here. I have no idea if you got a third one or not. Maybe you do. That was saucy. But nice press by Blade Dasher means we're pushing back out of this corner.
Excellent jump in as well, able to take his turn. DK, we've seen this before, the burn, but this time Blade Dasher a bit more confident in the mash out. Now both players going back into mid-screen. Good damage. Oh, but the grab is a little bit too plus. No punish from Dark Knight.
Yeah, and we're resetting back. We do get the knockdown onto Blade Dasher here, but just able to kind of back away slowly. No, both players kind of low, but no one willing to commit to a big read yet. We do get a great combo here, but it's not quite enough to kill, but you gotta respect that throw. That's first round to Dark Knight. First game to Dark Knight.
Yeah, I really liked some of the adaptations that Blade Dasher made. Again, those earlier mashups, not letting the fire burn away his HP while he's playing passively and just still trying to sniff out the offensive options of the Percival. So good adaptations, but DK's level 1 just feels, or layer 1 feels really, really strong right now as we just start this round with a ton of damage off of that counter hit 2H.
Yeah, no, DK, the very fundamentally solid players. We pass like ships of the night in the air, but kind of trading in here, locking each other down. Just a nice, you know, good old honest footsies gameplay for both of these characters as we get a big hit with the flame carpet though, and that's even Vera in the corner.
Just not where you want to be against the Percival. Tries to get that grab, to be teched away, however, by Blade Dasher. But again, these plus frames are so brutal. Look at Blade Dasher's HP. It's gone. A baited DP is all too easy for Dark Knight. They're going to be closing out the round very, very dominantly.
Yeah, Dark Knight showing the royal treatment to Blade Dasher and rolling up that red carpet, but it's burning away their HP. So Blade Dasher finding the first hit here. We'll see if they can keep this lockdown going.
Yeah, they're going to find themselves in the corner this time. Ooh, an amazing air throw from Blade Dasher reacting, but unfortunately just gets BC'd, trying to go for the install. Going to take a good chunk of damage. It's going to be Dark Knight's turn to find their end of the line.
A big hit on this anti-air too. We're cashing out with the Raging Strike. Powering up, we have all 9 of our install stocks available. Going for an empty dash, nothing yet, but we have all the resources to just kind of slow play this as we pop the install on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's a good decision to make and find some good punishes, especially with the increased damage Dark Knight is going to have, off of losing 2 of their crystals, would be another throw tech off of the empty dash. Gonna find some damage as well as chip range now becomes a real threat for Blade Dasher.
Yeah, no, Dark Knight's looking pretty nonplussed as we find a quick hit into the Flame Carpet, and that's going to be the second game to Dark Knight. But looking pretty nonplussed about this install, just playing cool, playing calm, and yeah, just letting them play the Percival game, just controlling that space.
100% agreed. Blade Dasher, it doesn't feel like it's been a 4-0 count in rounds, even though it has been. Blade Dasher has found a lot of opportunities to get their installs, to get good damage onto Dark Knight. But Dark Knight is just so dominant on the offense. Look at this. They're just stuck in the corner the entire time, burning away, losing their HP. And even though really only one, I think 6XL connected this entire round, and that throw as well, they're below half HP already before any further interactions take place.
Yeah, no, the red carpet doing a lot of work as we find another 6XL. Just this suffocating pressure. Drop means we can get the DP and get the install going, but we're on ship point. An air grab attempt by Dark Knight as we're being a bit evasive, but the attempted BC turns into an RC, and that finds its mark. Set point for Dark Knight.
It's really good. Blade Dasher, unfortunately, has found some outs, but just looks a little bit frazzled coming into potentially the final point of the set. BC going to be used, but that jump in from Dark Knight allows them to just take the turn right back.
Yeah, no, just Blade Dasher, unfortunately back in this corner again. Oh, the big whiff, but no punish there. It's kind of a quick one as I don't know if Dark Knight meant to do that. That move not great on the chip, but we find a corner. This is Blade Dasher's opportunity.
Oh,
like, the rolls.
That was crazy. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. It was that was Vera's medium, right? Or I don't know what it is. For now, it won't matter. The grab is going to come through. That's going to be game. Dark Knight 6-0 in this loser's game here. Going to move on, looking very good while losing. Wait, 6-0? Wait, isn't it? Or like 6-0 in rounds.
6-0 in rounds.
3, yeah. It sent you sent Blade Dasher into like the primordial time chamber where he beat him twice at once. It was brutal. Never before seen here in bracket.
Righty, no, but well played by Blade Dasher, exiting at a respectable 7th, hopping on to that. Top 8, as we're going to continue with losers by the looks of it, as we have Bread is Dumb going up against Ledian.
Yeah, and Ledian has that kind of offense against some of the slower characters that looked really good in the first game that we saw them on stream. That was against the Vasaraga. Bubs like marginally faster, but still absolutely abusable for the Charlotta. That being said, Bread is Dumb has the confidence, has the ability to press the reversals, will send them out, and will make you respect those options on the defense. So I'm wondering if Ledian will end up breaking himself going for these offenses. We'll see what actually happens, but it's very, very scary to run into Breads, I think, at this point in the bracket.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if these two have played each other before. Bread is definitely a player that you need a couple of reps with before you start to understand what's going on. And Bubs, Bubs is a character full of a lot of devious technology that they can bring to the table. Yeah, Brett and I have played. We have played this specific matchup before, but it was a very, very long time ago now. I'm not sure how much Charlotta experience Brett has gotten since then. I'm not sure how much Bub's experience Ledian has in general. So, in my opinion, Charlotta is actually not that bad in this matchup, just because you have access to such a quick and reliable anti-air in the form of your LDP, so you can kind of stop Bubs from, getting away with his usual dive kick shenanigans. But if you could take the space with Bubs and prevent Charlotta, the stubby little potato, from getting in, it could be a hard fought win for Ledian.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of it. But players now going to be getting into game. Playtime is over. Pulled out by Bread is Dumb coming into this. Looking to maybe get some intimidation going into this game.
As we're skipping the intros, we want to get right into it. We want to start swinging as we have myself but awesome up against Ledian here. I'm not sure if I would play Bubs if I was awesome. Bread finding the first here, getting that pressure locked down, and finding another hit. This would be a nice combo in the corner.
Yeah, is able to get maximum damage without meters spent. Could almost have their SBA as well, but good DP from Ledian. Now is able to get a conversion of their own. Looking to go for the link, not able to find it that time.
Oh, nice. Actually, just instant DP on the teleport, not wanting to play that strike throw game, but a nice up back from Red means they can find another hit, and the shimmy finds its mark, but it's not a full confirm. Traded a bit in the mid-screen here.
Good fireball as well. Patience to just send that when the roll is happening, able to catch that out. Immediate confirm as well. It looks like Reds is still pretty comfortable here in the Charlotta matchup.
Yeah, no, Red looking prepped, and you know, a lot of great tools to kind of stuff out of this Charlotta. Just the big normals, the big anti-airs, the big anti-airs, and this fireball controlling a lot of space here. As Ledian not really able to take their turn back as we blow through with the MDP, and through the clash, we find an opening.
Yeah, overhead, good. Continue that offense. Is able to get the jump in mix up as well. Use that Raging Strike to send. Oh, great mix up actually. This is probably going to be lethal. Raging Strike, Raging Chain is able to finish it out. Good knowledge check from Ledian there, showing his own tricks in his sleeve as well to pull out in this matchup.
Yeah, check if you're holding that block button and escaping past the anti-air. Getting that link again, unfortunately not getting the full conversion. Put Red in a good spot for them. Let's see. As nice little teleport to escape the ball is now got the Charlotta in the corner. But these double hops, they did a lot of work in the set versus Mitchie. They're looking great for Red right now.
Yeah, super hard to respect all of Charlotta's options when you are on the defense. There's too many to count. So the only situation is just to not get there in the first place. There we go again. Jump in is going to connect. No conversion found off of it. But when that space is built, Bread has all the tools in their toolkit to keep that Charlotta away from them.
Catching would be unblockable. We'll have to see if Ledian knows about the counterplay to it. But with a nice roll, they find their way in. Oh, no. Don't think they meant to do that. I think that was meant to be a second fall. So unfortunately now out of meter and caught by another unblockable. Red has one more on deck if they wish to use it, but they find the hit, and yep, there it is.
Yeah, Ledian just not prepared. Maybe is failing the knowledge check right now, and it is costing them dearly in these scenarios. We'll see if they're going to be able to pull it back, but Red's looking really good, just starting the round with a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, as we get a nice jump in right back, Red's got the classic run-up 2H, which is pretty good, especially a character that wants to be in the air as much as Charlotta, but we're kind of blitzing with these jumps right now from Ledian.
Yeah, very cool to see Ledian's pressure looking good, but not the second hit is not going to be blocked by Breads. This is going to be an opportunity for a full cash out for Ledian. Not going to get the super, but is able to find the reset anyways. Goes into the DP instead of killing, just going for an aura farm here, but he's going to be farmed right back.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god!
What? Yeah, no, thankfully for Charlotta, the UDP very invincible can flow right through the Chaos Legion. And Ledian bouncing right back Red into this corner. But the Unisonic claiming some space. Nice little roll there. Red to be locked down, but back throw incident. This could be really bad, but we're re-jumping and it's working.
Why fix what isn't broken? DP going to be used. Bread here is able to buy a good chunk of space as well, but ooh, this time the unblockable is going to be punished. The reset's going to be found, but no command grab off of it. Ball going to be teleported away from, but more damage now going to go on to Bread. Probably not going to be lethal, but a very good situation for Ledian to be in. The overhead is going to finish it out. That is a point here going over to Ledian.
Yeah, 1-all. It was actually a very good setup. I haven't done that mid-screen setup myself ever with the setup in the dive kick that they had. But Bread, using the less represented medium dive kick and catching that DP off, and now doing a lot of damage in this corner. Not looking plus by the last round that just happened. Unfortunately, that's a whiff, though.
This means, oh, command grabs to come out. This is going to be a ton of damage. This is exactly where Charlotta wants to see UDP going to come out, though. Maybe looking to just delay the offense instead. Still going to be a lot of damage. No, not going to be picked up. Going to be grabbed away, and Ledian just going to be knocked out of that one.
Yeah, no, Ledian doing a nice challenge on the Karma. Unfortunately, didn't have quite enough gas to finish it out, but these jumps, they're working. They're putting Red on the back foot here. Unfortunately, we do drop that link. It is a tight link. But, you know, looking really impressive on the combo here. But Red, you know, looking consistent, finding another hit into support here and keeping this Charlotta locked down. I'm curious about the fireball setups because I haven't seen Red do those before. It looks like something new. I'm not 100% sure about why the cash out is, but we got that spot dodge, so we can't just throw those out carelessly anymore as Ledian finds another hit.
Adaptation is made. Again, going to get some good damage off, looking to save the SDA for potential finishing move. Oh, excellent ball, if I do say so myself. Sometimes you got to just let it rip, and it's beautiful. Ledian is able to grab that round.
Yeah, Charlotta saying, let's Beyblade to Arimas, and getting right in there. The dive kick does find its mark, and we're trading blows back and forth here. These jumps coming out from Ledian, been doing a lot of work. That's the big whip on the DP, but no punish.
Exactly what you want to see with the Charlotta plus frames, so it's going to be catching Ledian mashing. Going to be a good chunk of damage, sending them down to half HP. Right as well, going to be able to continue whatever offense he wants.
Catching a nice little sweep, given a lot of space here, but finding the karma. I don't believe you can kill here, not with only 1 BP and not 50 either. We get a knockdown though, and it's very scary, as that's actually a very slow perfect, but a perfect nonetheless coming out from Red. That was a very slow round, so very impressive that Red didn't take a hit that entire time.
On their elimination round, as some options has had some great offense as well. So making Red, I think, hesitate for a moment and play at range. Very impressive feat to do. Goes for the grab, unfortunately just not in the range. Now both players are back at neutral.
Yeah, no, catching Charlotta, you're kind of RPSing on a turn as we find a nice teleport grab there. And Red, they didn't used to rep the Chaos Caliber a lot, so I like that they've been repping it a lot more on the fireballs, catching any bot dodge attempts and things like that. And keeping Ledian locked down there, able to blow through with the reversal, but now you're full screen and you don't have the tools to blow through this projectile game. The unblockable hits, not quite dead, but oh, we beat the second unblockable.
Yeah, something big has to go Ledian's way, which unfortunately it doesn't. Reds is able to finish out the round, put themselves on advancement points. Ledian now has to make a good adaptation, but it is not looking pretty good for them. They're going to start this round with a ton of fun.
Yeah, no, Ledian's got to dig deep if they don't want to get eliminated here. Does get the hit in the corner, probably going for a flip setup here. When it comes out, we just take our plus frames and our BC, but Red able to escape the corner with the jump into the dive kick. Like a power hit.
You able to get more damage?
Potato locked down, and that... Oh, well, definitely it's not going to kill. We have to beat. Okay. I can't even complete a thought, because Red going for a cheeky little hop into Anthem. Anthem number 4 of the night, the second one to hit, and that's going to be Red advancing on to the loser semifinal. Yeah, well played to both. Very entertaining set to watch. Interesting to see players adapt over time. But Red, you know, showing again why they're, you know, such a scary threat. Very flexible, very malleable, and has that bag of tricks that they can pull. Setups I was not expecting. I was not able to commentate properly out of that bag.
Yeah. I was very curious to see both of them go back and forth like that. I think Ledian just, it felt like they had pretty solid offense throughout the set. Obviously not able to close it out, but still playing incredibly well. It feels like they were able to find just like the gaps in the armor again and again and again and again, but just never able to fully close it out outside of the game that they won, obviously. Which allowed Red to eventually chip them out. We even saw those situations where Red was literally just standing there, full screen, waiting for Ledian to make a move. And when you're like that as Charlotta with the life disadvantage, it's just so hard to come back in those situations. So Red is down kind of, just siphoning him out there.
No, especially against a character like Beelzebub. One of the frustrations I had with Charlotta as a character is if, like, you find yourself with the deficit and you can't take space, you know, Charlotta doesn't have a lot of those full screen options, so you have to slowly kind of work your way in until you're at a range where you can punish those fireballs. And we saw Ledian doing a lot of good punishes on some of the poorly spaced fireballs, but still, you know, when you're against a zoner as that character, you're going to have a rough time. And Bread, you know, doing really well. Kind of adapting their style on the fly to fit the more aggressive style of Ledian. But Yeah, well played to Ledian, out at a respectable 5th, and we will move on to our next losers quarterfinals match.
Yeah, Lolipe and Dark Knight. Dark Knight, again, the Percival that had a very, very strong showing in his previous appearance on stream. Again, like you mentioned, very great fundamentals, is able to abuse a lot of Percival's strength with making your opponent hold block while that fire is burning them away. But on the other hand, Lolipe, who's been running people over on the Beatrix pretty much all night. We'll see if that continues or if Dark Knight is able to play that spacing well.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised seeing Lolipe sticking on the Beatrix for the entire bracket. But maybe they're just feeling that it's the better character for them to play right now, or maybe they're feeling just maybe more comfortable. Maybe they've been playing a lot of B recently. So it's going to be a Beatrix versus Percy. And Percy Fireball, a lot better than most fireballs in this Beatrix matchup here, just because it does cover the ground, so the riding free approach is not as free as it is in other matchups. But you know, Beatrix still a very strong character, and Percival very slow. So if Beatrix is able to take that space, it could be very difficult for Dark Knight.
100% agree with that assessment. Beatrix's strike throw, when she gets in, can be very, very powerful. She gets more than most characters when she does end up connecting. And hey, that fireball can come right out if the opponent just does not react, or the riding free could come right out if DK does not react to it. So we've seen Lolipe so far tonight just absolutely fearlessly sending out some of those heavy riding frees, and if DK is not ready for them and those punishes aren't found, it could be quite hard for them to get any momentum against Lolipe.
Yeah, fortunately for Dark Knight, though, they do set up Flame Carpet, had some momentum going, but Lolipe battling their way out with that ride and free, and we're a bit scrambly here in the mid screen, trading BP, trading DPs, and to get these throw tags, but that ride and free, it'll stuff a 6-6L, and Lolipe takes the first round.
Yeah, just no room here for Dark Knight to breathe whatsoever. We saw in the previous matchup, it felt like Blade Dasher was not able to really find a counter to Dark Knight's game plan, but Lolipe is not even letting that game plan happen. I mean, look at that, just, again, fearless pressing on the Beatrix. Dark Knight looks absolutely frazzled right now, and this is going to be a ton of damage.
Forced to drop there, but we find the hit, and again, most crucially, we're keeping this position and preventing Dark Knight from getting anything started. I said that riding free wasn't as good against these fireballs, but we catched on startup. We're maybe getting a little too liberal with the way we're throwing out BC, but a quick auto combo into super will secure the first game.
Yeah, just really great performance. Lolipe doing exactly what Beatrix needs to do to win this matchup, aka getting right in front of Percival and not letting him do any of those prolonged block strings to chip them out. So really good layer 1 from Lolipe. It's going to be up to Dark Knight to find any answer to this, and is able to get a connection but no conversion, which means Lolipe is going to be able to continue that pain train.
Yeah, no, Lolipe is kind of like unrelenting aggression right now, has not been stopped. It is hard to put out a fire with more flames, but we'll see if Dark Knight is able to do so. As they've been looking pretty good so far, Lolipe not really having a chance to catch, and there's the interaction I expected to be happening more, but Lolipe still finding the hit after, and it's a big DP punish.
Yeah, gonna actually lead into the auto combo. No skill to convert. That DK gets to walk away for now. Going to be connecting onto that riding free, but no follow-up means that this corner offense is going to be a little bit scary.
Yeah, relenting pressure again. A good roll, but we're still BC back into that corner. Can't find the cross-up. Lolipe out of Brave points, though. This could... Oh, opts to go into the DP. I think they could have opted to go into the SSBA there, but not sure if it would have killed, but doesn't matter at the end. Lolipe is able to clutch it out with the Fireball.
Yeah, Dark Knight, again, just no opportunity set up, no opportunity to find their momentum, and good adaptation, like you mentioned, being able to deny those riding frees with the Fireball is a big tool for the Percival to have in this matchup, and that means Lolipe has to adapt and find a new way in, and that's immediately going to be punished here.
We'll see. I haven't seen a 9-stock Lord Strike in a very long time, as we get a perfect coming in from Percival there, and I guess we won't see a 9-stock use Lord Strike in that round, but Dark Knight flipping the momentum, looking great. We'll see if they can keep this going, or if Lolipe goes back to their kind of non-stop offense, which is looking good at the start of the round.
Yeah, able to find that connection on Beatrix's far heavy. So many active frames. It could actually function as an anti-air, so long, of course, as the opponent's buttons are not big enough. TK, though, is going to have his offense stopped. That metered fireball, just such a great option on Wake Up. Just catches a lot of things that people want to do for Oki. So Felipe, just great offense, continuing that momentum and making sure they close it out before DK has too much time.
DK here with the resource advantage, but getting kicked by the little high heels of this witch here is Felipe continuing up the pressure. Plus frames here, forcing another BC. We are dangerously low, but Felipe finds the auto combo, but not enough to kill.
Gonna be scary. BC gonna be baited out, and this is it. DK wants this situation, the chip burning away, but not going to be able to close it out. A great side swap from Felipe into the grab gets them that second game.
I don't think Dark Knight was expecting Felipe to like walk out of the corner there, so maybe threw them off a bit and allowing Felipe to get that grab and finish them off. Now, on potentially their last game of the tournament here, we'll see if they can keep it going or Felipe just continues the pain train.
DP going to be baited, and that means the pain train is going to have another stop here for Dark Knight. Is able to get the reversal and put Lolipe into the corner, but a big health deficit to start the round.
The pain train has no brakes, and it looks like the fireballs have no brakes either. Felipe kind of machine guns them back-to-back, gets another command grab, so any hit with the Delta Claw could lead to the kill here.
Very scary situation. Good jump in, but it's not going to punish the very lightning fast fireball that Beatrix can give with her the UDP, and that's just going to be around there for Lolipe, able to just take his turn back and end it.
Yeah, Delta Clock allowing for a further conversion as we just rip the riding free right off the bat. Probably attempting to bait a DP there, but thankfully for Dark Knight's chances, they hold on steady. And a whiff DP from Felipe. Another whiff DP from Felipe.
I get that. I respect that. Sometimes they don't expect it to cooldowns down. Unfortunately, EK, strong fundies, recognize the options that Lolipe wants. Going to get so much damage off of it. Lolipe not able to find the Delta Clock there, but no meter anyways to find it. They're maybe saving it for that opportunity. There it is, but not going to make use of it. This is potentially very bad for them.
Yeah, and Dark Knight able to get over the anti-air attempt. I will say, Lolipe on a potentially next touch win scenario wakes up swinging, so I can respect that. Definitely keeping it going 100 miles per hour on the Beatrix, not really giving Dark Knight a time to set it up, but Dark Knight currently jailing, but that standing light doing a lot of work.
Yeah, scary situation. Look how passive Dark Knight is playing, even when Lolipe is just not pressing. They're just looking for their way in, looking for any scenario, but Felipe going to be able to find that touch. There's the Beatrix damage that we know and love. It's going to be grabbed, follow it through. Final touch scenario here for DK.
Yeah, DP means you at least have corner positioning, but you get thrown back into the corner. And very low right now. Oh, a Hail Mary 6-6H. This could be huge. But no, we don't finish the combo, and then a quick jab in the gut will seal Dark Knight's face as Felipe, I can't even speak, I was so flabbergasted. Felipe will advance to the loser's semifinal.
Yeah, and yeah, just able to find it. Again, 100 miles an hour, a million miles per hour, just accelerating it. DK, no room to breathe, no room to find the adaptation, and a couple baited DPs. Just gotta be rough, especially against the Beatrix.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's a character that's can be hard for a lot of people to stop. She is kind of moving at 1 billion miles per hour there. But again, well played to Dark Knight, out at a respectable 5th. Definitely very impressive showing. And set definitely could have gone either way there. Definitely getting a bit scrambling. We even saw some perfects in the middle. So well played to both players. But it will be Lolipe advancing to face Bread. But now we're going to be heading back to the winner's side of the bracket to see two folks we've been seeing earlier with Leguigui and Mech Warrior.
A little bit, a bit of a reversal, I think. We've seen a lot of fast characters recently, going back to the slower ones, the Vasaraga, the Catalina, characters that want to play around certain ranges, Vasaraga wanting to play around the armor, Catalina wanting to play around that light shield and those lunges. Very interesting to see who ends up taking the advantage here in neutral, and Mech Warrior on the Vasaraga is looking to take on Leguigui on the Catalina.
Yeah, no, I think Catalina in this matchup should be able to keep Voss out at like a decent number of rages just because of how good a lot of her normals are, but not the best up close. It can't really bully Voss on the back foot, so that might prove to be troublesome as we get in. Both players haven't played in a while, but we immediately have the Soulforge up, and things are open up in neutral. We're armoring him right back.
Very, very great starter from Leguigui. Looks to know exactly what Vasaragas want to do on the layer 1s, is able to start getting that strike throw, but going to be thrown right out themselves.
Yeah, just answer right back with a command grab, but we not slow it down. With 668 doesn't get punished. We actually let the SSBA rip, but we might be behind, and we are. That'll be the first round for Leguigui.
Stellar performance from Leguigui in round 1. Just I think showing familiarity in the matchup and catching Mech Warrior off guard on the options that Catalina has.
Yeah, no, fully charged Light Wall isn't something you see a lot as it happens again. Thankfully for Mech Warrior, it doesn't get a full conversion, so they're able to battle right back and get the sword again. But Leguigui really showing a mastery of this Light Wall skill and giving Mech Warrior another thing to think about.
That could mean a big difference. Grabs coming through again for this Catalina. Gonna be able to mash as well for the Oki, getting a lot of damage. This is going to be a super, I believe. Not going to be lethal, but certainly going to put Mech Warrior into throw range.
Very close to the kill, definitely a next cut wins. Now, just have to respect the Vasaraga wake up. We have a couple options here, but we catch right away with the overhead onto Mech Warrior, and that's going to be the first game to Leguigui.
Just excellent play. I think very familiar with the matchup, very familiar with Catalina's strengths, what she could bring to the table, and I want to mention, like, at the very start of this round and the previous round, it just goes for that backdash immediately, which I think reveals the game plan that Leguigui is going for. Just looking to find that life advantage on Chip, looking to punish with that light wall when Mech Warrior walks in, and then using that advantage just to get throws, play the strike throw as we're seeing right here. And it is so effective at letting Mech Warrior make mistakes and just capitalizing so much from it.
Yeah, no, the kind of non-stop onslaught of offense here as every guess on the wake-up has gone in the favor of Leguigui. We'll see if Mech Warrior's kind of able to slow things down and start to play his game again, as that's a great start with the armored hit and getting those plus frames. And a great adaptation. We saw the attempt earlier on the earlier light wall, the command grab whip, but this time finding its mark and keeping Leguigui in this one.
Yeah, great change to the round start, and that's going to be a complete shift in momentum for this round. That's just KO and death. Yeah, SBA coming out, making Leguigui think about it. Now a round goes over to Mech Warrior.
Yeah, Mech Warrior looking really great in that last round. We'll see who adapts first to the way this kind of neutral has been shifted. As we get the Soulforge up, we do eat a hit for it, but we do have our armor for now, getting those plus frames with the charged normals.
Spot dodge coming through onto the 6-6L. And now
that's
DP
a
comes
big
through.
whip, but no punish!
Yeah, super duper unfortunate, but Mech Warrior at least able to reset us to neutral using his own meter. Gets some good chip on to Leguigui as well. In the meantime, armor coming through. Leguigui looking to go on offense when offense is not due. Going to take so much damage from it.
Yeah, and that human instinction is going to be enough for Mech Warrior to find the heavy. A complete shift in momentum, it seemed, after that last round. We'll see who's able to dig deep, or if this will be just kind of like a back and forth tug of war.
Yeah. Mech Warrior's round start adaptation to the backdashes from Leguigui is just giving him a lot of momentum to carry Leguigui into the corner, and when that happens, Catalina doesn't have the range that she likes to have, and it makes things really, really hard for Leguigui to find any sort of offense. But we are going to see some of that right now. Going to be putting Mech Warrior into the corner, but we're seeing a lot more patient play from him, and when he is patient, that defense was killer, like we saw in that set versus Bread, so I'm very curious to see where this goes.
Yeah, and an unfortunate drop there from Leguigui means that they end up spending a bravery point for a little remorse there. Potentially a matchup, but we elect to go right for the supers. This cat, it does, but no animation. We're still alive on Leguigui's side.
Has to guess here for the game, but the lunges are perfect. Good patience as well to get that spot dodge. I think Mech Warrior expecting the DP point playing from Leguigui maybe to close it out, but instead going to be taking advantage of that. Leguigui is able to find a very close round.
Yeah, no, the back step on the cat to one for M actually increased, so maybe not expecting the distance that it goes, but we do find a command grab, keeping the Weebly in this corner, and we're armoring right through that lunge, but a drop, and that's a back throw incident.
Yeah, this is going to be very rough. Oh, I thought the DP was, or the BC was baited, but instead, Lagu's just not ready for it. Is going to be able to find the answer with the light wall into a combo here. This should be a full SSBA, and there it is. Now putting Basaraga onto 0 crystals, a very good advantage, but still on a razor's edge with that little HP.
Yeah, you have to respect the Basaraga wake up. Is it going to be armor? Is it going to be command grab? I believe it has enough HP to tank a command grab as the Soul Forge is attempted, but we don't get the kill. There's the command grab. Oh, and it didn't have enough to tank it. I was wrong. Alrighty.
Yeah, that's rough. Even with full crystals, just able to die.
I wasn't expecting that damage. Great clutch coming in from Mech Warrior here. Finding the roll through these far heavies, but doesn't have the armor to set up there, so gets battered down by these far lights. We getting a lot of damage in this corner here.
No meter to fully punish, but it's going to be a reset off the 2L. Raging Strike, Raging Chain now going to put Mech Warrior into a very scary HP mark. We'll see now how the Oki continues the space from Catalina. When we've seen this from Laguigli, it's ended up being killer, and there it is. The perfect spacing from Laguigli is going to be taking another game. And now Laguigli 1 round away from being in Grands.
Yeah, no, nice BD by Laguigli there, taking advantage of the fact that the boss armor on the tackle is in frame 1. So finding it there, but big damage coming out from Mech Warrior here. They're able to reset their Soul Forge, and the moment you have to start respecting Voss, he becomes so scary with all these armored moves. As the U Extinction does connect, that should be a dead character, actually. Oh!
Yeah, no, spot dodges instead. I think just a misclick. Doesn't matter, though. Metered Fireball is enough to finish it out. 1 round to Mech Warrior.
Yeah, Mech Warrior looking dominant and unstoppable that round as we're laying on the pressure. Need a bit of space to set up Soul Forge here, which we do find, although we do take a lunge for our troubles. And a very fortunate close heavy allows for the anti-air and allows the Weebly to jail into this corner.
Right now, though, Grab is going to be sending the Catalina packing 2H coming through, maybe looking to preempt the jump in. Not going to find it, though, as Punish does come through, Raging Strike and a Raging Chain to start this one out. A little bit of damage, but more importantly, the spacing that allows the Catalina to just continue this offense has been built. Mix-Up finds it once again, and oh, we're caught pressing on the Raging Strike. Doesn't feel good, but the Catalina able to find the round.
Yeah, a little bit scrambly there, taking us to what could be potentially the final game of this series. We'll see if Mech Warrior can dig deep and start plowing through this Catalina, or if I think Laguigli's spacing has actually been really good. They've been able to punish these Soul Forge calls a lot at a distance and not allow the game plan to get started, but that's a big 5H. But again, Soul Forge gets punished, and this is amazing corner carry for Laguigli.
Yeah, just going to be able to send Mech Warrior right in the corner, able to do whatever he wants as well on Oki. Going to be very hard to guess against Laguigli's offense here. Is able to catch the backdash, though, and send us back to neutral.
Yeah, and these armor paying dividends. Oh, but it's a whiff on the plus frames, and we get grabbed. Another scoop, though, but we do have to respect Catalina's wake up with that DP.
Yeah, very scary situation for both players. Oh, Laguigli actually uncharacteristically walking up, going for the grab on Wake Up. And that mix-up is going to be the thing that takes it. Mech Warrior just caught with his pants down. An excellent, excellent final call from Laguigli to end it out there.
Yeah, no, the throws doing a lot of work in this set, kind of catching unexpected points at the armor and like just running up and throwing those. I think it's like something March of Terror or something is Voss's stomps, but great play to both players. Mech Warrior, of course, not out, does have another chance to run back if they can survive the loser's bracket, which we are going down to right now to have two of these mainstays, two people I definitely expected to see in the top 4 with Bread is Dumb and Lilipe.
Yeah, it does
Savage
seem
Rampage is the stance I am learning. I was totally just making something up.
I mean, I would have believed it. March of Doom or whatever, it's completely in line from what Basaraga stands for. So yeah, I mean, you know what? That's a real thing. You just come up and name those spots. No one's gonna check you. I didn't check you. Like, that's awesome of you.
I'm learning many a thing today as the the I challenge you comes out. We have Willness on the screen. That spikes my cortisol levels a bit. Willness does tend to do that with his massive punches, but Willness thankfully not going to be in this match. We will of course have the Beatrix and the Beelzebub going up against each other for this losers semifinal.
This one's a bit scary. I think that both characters are able to find just immense amounts of damage and have just momentum-based offense that's very hard for the other one to counteract without making a committal defensive option. Obviously, Beatrix has her meterless DPs, which is going to be really good on the jump-ins, but they're still DPs, right? So if they are called out, that could be a ton of damage in the favor of Bread. So very curious to see who gets that initial momentum, because I have a feeling that switching the momentum in this matchup is going to be pretty hard for either player to do.
Yeah, it could definitely be a struggle. I do know that Bread personally is not a fan of this matchup, so we'll see if Felipe is kind of able to press that mental edge, or if, you know, it even matters at all. We'll see if Felipe is able to kind of deal with his bugs and their many devious stratagems. I mean, just let the riding free rip right off the bat.
God, he's just playing like it's not punishable. That's so crazy to me. That's what a brave man. What a brave man. It baits the DP as well. A perfectly layered offense, able to get a ton of damage, and now just that's Beatrix meter. You're just able to have your SBA already. This is almost certainly going to be death as long as this combo's picked up. There it is. SBA comes through. Boom, round one to Lolipe.
I cannot believe Lolipe pressed close heavy in that situation. That is psychotic behavior, but the spirit of Beatrix seems to be strong with Lolipe here. As another great bash here, getting them all this momentum, jailing Bread into this corner.
Good hit confirm as well. Gets the OP now. Bread has to take that BC loss. You do not want to be down crystals against the Beatrix, the comeback character themselves. So as long as you are able to keep those crystals, things can go positive, but now out of the corner, Lolipe is going to be another big threat.
Yeah, no, actually was able to stuff out the riding free to end there as we're going to spend some resources here, but then Lolipe let a second riding free rip with the U riding free, as we see again there. And yeah, the pain train has no brakes. We headbutt our way into Beelzebub. Scary situation. Definitely one touch from either player could kill here, especially with Bread's resources, and we'll see if they elect, but the throws from Lolipe are strong. And that'll be the first game.
Yep, Lolipe starts the pain train, continues it from the previous set. Even though Bread's able to find some ways out, this momentum-based matchup, it feels like, again, going to be super hard to come back from. And I mean, Beatrix, one of the only characters that benefits from being at a lower HP, so even if you chip her out, even if you do a lot of damage to her early, things can swing at a moment's notice. So Lolipe, a very big threat to contend with.
Yeah, nice teleport out to reset our screen position here, but Lolipe is ready with the delayed mash. We're playing full screen now, but of course scary against Beatrix because she can flip on the jets at any moment like she does there. And Bread able to use the DP, get some space back, and find this throw, but Lolipe definitely keeping this offense going as we have Anthem number 5 for the night, but it doesn't find its mark.
Yeah, super unfortunate. That is the 5th Anthem. Not going to buy the value that Bread's wants. The unblockable and immediately going to be taken away, and that's going to be a command grab from the Beatrix. This is going to be very scary. There it is. Absolutely going to be lethal. Beatrix can do whatever she wants for a combo once she has that Delta Clock, and another round for Lolipe.
And Lolipe showing no signs of stopping as we just let the riding free rip round start. Bread is able to stuff it out though, but a bit space on the dive kick means the momentum just gets back on Lolipe here as our jump gets flipped. And Bread now in this corner.
Not where you want to be. The whiff is going to grab. No punish follow-up, however. Far heavy, going to give Beatrix a ton of value in those mid-range mashes. Able to find some damage. One BC gone. Almost a raging strike from Lolipe. Goes for the double. What? What? That can't be real.
Chaos on the screen right now. I'm not sure what's happening anymore. Another heavy finds its mark, another heavy finds its mark, and Lolipe just shows no sign of slowing down as the U riding free slides right under the black flies, and Lolipe taking it on 2-0 right now.
Sorry. There's no way that's real. I refuse to believe it. I mean, that has to be either the most Giga Brain thing or lucky thing I've ever seen. I'm frazzled. I was even the one on blocking that one, and I'm like a little like flustered seeing that one. So Lolipe in a great spot. The momentum continues. Beelzebub not able to find too many options on offense or defense. And now it's going to be locked in for the rest of the set. So adapt or die right now for Bread is Dumb.
Yeah, we'll see if Bread can dig deep and find these adaptations. I'd like to just, yeah, I think they just need to, you know, apply a bit of ice to this raging hot ball of fire that is Lolipe right now. Just try to slow things down a bit. And a throw into the corner is a great start, but we have that DP to rip right back.
Yeah, when in doubt, those early round DPs, people are just not expecting them that early into the game, and really able to steal a turn from that. And again, this meter fighting free, just finding so much value into Bread. It's going to be able to get a pickup as well, already half HP.
Yeah, here comes the command grab. Delta Clock now online. A good low will at least buy Bread some space. Another U riding free come out, but we find our dive kick as it answer back. But another U riding free!
Yeah, we even saw the adaptation there from Bread is Dumb, just looking to use his own metered, the metered slash, I forget what the name is. But that just wasn't enough to deal with it. You just have to block low there, man. It is in the corner, I believe. I think it is punishable if she does it and puts you in the corner. You can punish it there with a 2L, I believe. So we'll see if that actually does happen. For now, though, all the advantage in Lolipe's favor. He's looking to just continue this one into losers finals and 1 round away for that dream of your reality.
A million miles an hour is Lolipe running at. Actually gets past the fireball and forces him to concede. Spot dodge does get called out though, as Bread on the offense puts Lolipe into this corner. Spot dodge isn't good, but we catch the jump out with the dive kick, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Oh no, a big whiff! And that's going to allow Lolipe to, doesn't attempt to switch sides, but does get the command grab.
Yeah, I don't actually think you could switch sides off of Beatrix UDP. I could be wrong with that. Maybe I'm just a noob. But it does put them pretty far away. That being said, it does have the Delta Clock here. This can be dead if Bread is caught by the corner here. Jumping, going to be grabbed away, actually. Lolipe now, I believe, losing the first round so far this set.
Nice for Bread, you know, slow things down, take us to the night on this stage as a riding free whiffs, and Bread looking good, getting the first 2 opening gambits correct here, and putting a lot of damage on Lolipe.
Okay, swing back though, DP going to be sent out, however, and we're seeing a complete gameplay change from Bread's. He's now walking away, jumping back way more than we thought, than we saw in the previous games. We see if Lolipe is going to be able to adapt to this new defensive play, or if he's actually going to be baited out. But as of right now, this baited SBA actually just gonna hit.
Yeah, no, I think the spot dodge was the incorrect call there, as Bread one bit of chip away from killing Lolipe. Lolipe just sends the riding freeze back to back. The page rate has no brakes. We headbutt the Lord of Lies? He has a different title, but he gets DP'd, and Bread slowing things down at least a little. We'll see if they can reverse this momentum.
Yeah, so far, I mean, hey, Lolipe has lost a little bit of momentum, and I mean, we'll see if that ends up paying off. As of right now, though, good damage being found with the dive kick. Those riding frees are not catching out unless Lolipe spends meter on them, which means that there's less damage for supers, less damage for anything. Those fireballs that Beatrix is like to throw out. So just a lot less tools overall should Lolipe use that as his kind of only gain option.
Finding big opportunities here, and though we get around the riding free, we have another one in the chamber. We did some punishing this. Chaos Legion catch, it does. Big reversal for Bread here.
It's getting a good chunk of damage as well, getting a rhombus away from this Beatrix. It's going to be very, very useful. With that being said, you're still putting her closer to that Delta Clock range, and if you're not able to close it out, there it is, the Delta Clock, you're dead if you're hit, so it's super scary to play.
Yeah, gotta respect the potential of a random full screen low here. We do get around it, but not enough to kill. We try to send another, but the black flies are there, and they catch Lolipe as Bread. See if they can continue this momentum.
Yeah, this is very, very big. The adaptation has been made. No longer is Lolipe able to get easy access to those close range scenarios. The riding free is actually going to win out in that scenario. The character is broken, but hey, all good.
Some Axel 2K anti-air dodge sets there. The dive kick now for Bread. At least able to get the corner, but these riding frees, you know, a number. I don't know if that raging strike was intentional or not, but we at least get the beater out with the UDP, and nobody is going to get called to day, but another U riding free is going to at least get called you into a knockdown Oki situation.
Both players looking to go air to air. Right now, Lolipe finding the advantage in it is just crazy footsies game. Lolipe running back, running forward. I'm sorry, that one was so funny, but Fred is going to find the advantage, is able to get the super. The delay is there as well to catch the spot dodge. That is going to be another game, and the momentum has entirely shifted. One game away for both players. Now the reverse comeback, a real threat.
Yeah, no, I think Lolipe just needs to shift down a gear, being a little too wild and free with their approaches here, as we saw a couple of just full tilt runs with Beatrix doing her little run animation. And these riding frees definitely aren't hitting like they were in the earlier rounds, but looking good for Lolipe now. We'll see if they can keep up this momentum as we're doing some shimmying in the mid screen.
He was able to find the fireballs to get the damage, but actually the dive kick a little bit too short, going to allow for a punish in a full combo from the Beatrix. No doubt the Oki as well, going to be super brutal. The jump comes through, but both players just looking to hug each other for a little bit in the air.
Catch the backdash out of the teleport, but we're at least out of the corner. Again, another missed space dive kick, though. This, thankfully for Bread, is not going to be enough. And the whiffed with BC means this is going to be doing a lot of damage, putting both player at touch as we throw the massive pomegranate into Beatrix.
And no crystals as well. Anything is death here. The throw, any hit, but not going to actually follow up. The riding free is going to be jumped away. One more shot at life for both players. It is so close, but it is going to go the way of Reds, one round away from going over to losers finals.
Yeah, Lolipe stopped blocking low there, so got clipped by the Chaos Caliber, and now Bread, you know, kind of stalling this momentum a bit, you know, kind of can take a breath of sigh of relief as that round is so close to going poorly. As we are swinging in the corner right now. There are grabs, there are DPs, it is chaos.
Either player, oh, there it is, a beta DP. It was bound to happen eventually. Even though no counter hit combo to come through, it is going to be a lot of damage. Now Lolipe at half HP, and then now potentially be comboed out of the bracket here.
Gotta be careful. I'm just buying into it right now. They do get clipped by the U riding free. We'll see what Lolipe is able to find off of it, but I'm fully expecting just the like most bizarre nonsense you've seen into an Anthem for the win.
We'll see what can happen. Lolipe now, the clashes come through. No big find is going to be done off of it. The riding free metered comes through. Lolipe now trying to get some Oki out with the medium fireball. Not going to be enough. No crystals for this Beatrix, but that's absolutely going to be it. Final round.
He wanted Anthem. That's why he ran in.
I really hope he's not listening to the stream. You should not be taking any ideas from me, even if you are Mizuno, but awesome. As we go into this final round, just an absolute slobber knocker and total chaos right now. Nice jump, able to find a hit, but no conversion. Dicey, but we get the anti-air, and that's a good BD. That's going to do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. No meter here, though, to get the SSBA off, but Oki's still going to be super scary for Beatrix. And there is the riding free we've come to know and love. Grab comes through as well. Final touch, potentially for Breads. Now, Lolipe looking to actually slow things down in the final few seconds of the set, and there it is. It's going to pay off. Lolipe going to be moving on over to losers finals to face Mech's Warrior. Bread is dumb, unfortunately, going to be eliminated in fourth.
Yeah, no, that is a bit of a Mizuno move to get fourth place. I kid, of course, but no, well played to Brett is dumb. Yeah, good momentum shifting there to try to get things back in their favor. But I think unfortunately, again, just kind of having the last gambit on the second to last round go not in their favor might have stalled their momentum a bit, and then Lolipe just able to chip it in for the win and advance on to our losers finals.
Yeah. You know, one thing, a piece of messed up combo knowledge I have about Beatrix, in that metered riding free, if it wall bounces them in the corner, you could actually combo with sweep into just a full, like, Beatrix combo.
Yeah, I know, I believe at all spaces on the screen, you can get an LDP after the U riding free. I'm not sure, Lolipe just... I don't know what the knockdown is like, so maybe Lolipe electing for the better knockdown off the U skill, but I am unsure. As we go into... I don't believe these two have played at all tonight, so going to be the first match for Lolipe versus Mech Warrior.
Yeah, I think so as well. Obviously, Beatrix in this matchup, a million hits on that riding free can break through armor pretty easily, but Beatrix does want to get in versus Vasaraga, and Vasaraga can take advantage of that. I have broken myself on many of Vasaraga defense just running straight at them and just getting blasted away, so it can absolutely happen, but Beatrix does have her way, have her way in. She's still Beatrix after all. She's still the good old top tier that we've come to know and love, so I think both players here have a lot of options to work with, and MechWarrior, with his really good offense and really good defense, can find a lot of advantages should Lolipe play sloppy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely can be explosive one way or the other, and like you're saying, having that a million hits on a riding 3, just having a tool that you can pull out to break through the Voss armor and make it so they have an option to consider on your having it so the Voss player is an option to consider on their offense is a big boon. I'm not sure what's happening here as we're waiting to get into this game. But yeah, no, and I'm not sure how many times B Fireball, H Fireball hits.
Oh gosh, I actually don't know either. It definitely hits more than once, I think, right?
Yes, I'm not sure, because I believe 3 is the holy number that is needed to break Voss armor. I'm not sure if Beatrix H Fireball off the top of my head is the full 3 or if it's just 2. And you know, we got some time. I'll visit the Dust Loop to take a look at that. As Curry spewing some flames, wondering where people are, and we'll see where we get into it.
Yeah. It might be Lolipe might be up on that same webpage right now trying to find out some very similar things to go to this Vasaraga matchup. Hey, and you know, who loves a little bit of last minute studying?
Yes, no, it's always I've always felt it's okay, it looks like it's 3 at range and then 4 up close for the H Fireball on Beatrix there. So it's going to be able to break the armor with that as well. But obviously, having only the riding free to punish at those distances after MechWarrior, takes space and then pops Soulforge, that might shift things more MechWarrior's favor compared to the Catalina matchup that we saw earlier. But we'll have to see. Lolipe obviously playing hot and then playing kind of, again, very, very aggressive, very wild. So we'll see if they bring that same style against the Titan that is Vasaraga as a sweep will get us started.
I'm actually really curious about how Fireball is going to interact, because H Fireball is really good for Beatrix here. If it breaks through the armor, you're also plus on that. So that's just a way to steal so many turns from Vasaraga, unless they're kind of like ready for it, or like just so close that the normals are going to be able to punish it, that I wonder if Lolipe is going to use that coming into this matchup.
Yeah, overhead, but that Soulforge coming in, and there's the riding free. Fortunately not close enough to wall bounce, so we don't get any more hits, but we're still keeping Voss right where we want him, and we're probably going to elect to cash out into this SFBA, is what Lolipe has done for most of these routes. Gotta respect the Voss on Wake Up, though, as, it didn't hit, but released out of the corner, and we got our Soulforge back.
Riding free going to be slapped away here. BC is going to come through. Baited. BC now going to give some good damage over to Lolipe. Both players in that one-touch territory, and there it is. Just a disrespectful riding free to take this one. Is going to jump away as well to finish the round with Aura. Lolipe taking the first blood.
Yeah, no, Lolipe still keeping those ranges in mind and sending those riding frees in. Also, this was happening a lot in the set with Red too, winning a lot of these air-to-air exchanges, which is kind of allowing for further opportunities as they lock down this Vasaraga into the corner. Another command grab coming in. The offense just relentless, getting a counter hit, and unfortunate misspaced U command grab, but the punish isn't big. But this one by.
This is awesome. Lolipe is just going for it, I think. Screw hit confirming, screw doing all these combos, whatever, man. I'm just going to grab you. And that is enough to take game number 1 here against MechWarrior. Lolipe playing, like, I'd say borderline disrespectfully here. And just finding so much off of it.
Yeah, we full send the riding free, and from the top rope we were able to use Peter's elbow to secure the first game here. But MechWarrior got that Soulforge up, doesn't have much time on it though, as unfortunately unable to find a hit, and Lolipe, when they have that space, just immediately taking it back with the riding free. We're back to mid-screen now at least, and we're out of the corner, but Felipe still shows no sign of stopping, and this riding free is paying dividends.
Yeah, he's just finding so many opportunities to get in. We've seen it so much before, but there is one opportunity for Basaraga to get a good bit of damage, and that's going to be it. Armor comes through as well. The combo comes out. Just so much damage gone from Felipe, but again, the minute that he's able to make an input, he does. And that's going to be the metered riding free.
Yeah, we actually entered the stance. We do have the H ride. I kind of expected just to send the H riding free with the Delta clock, but we find our cross up, we find more hits, and Felipe showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, just continuing the onslaught, and MechWarrior not able to adapt fast enough, which means that Lolipe able to find some quick advantages in this set. And the player's on elimination point, so every single round matters. And Bro is going to come through on Lolipe, but it's still Beatrix's turn, and she's still going to be up close. It's going to be very hard for this Basaraga to find anything.
Yeah, and these defensive options have been mostly called out by Lolipe. As I expect, yep, there comes the SSBA for the HKB, but none of the BCs really finding their mark. We do thankfully find a hit with the tackle, and that's going to be a lot of damage, but we got that life deficit. Got to make things work. Oh, but Lolipe presses on Wake Up, and that's a huge counter hit.
Yeah, that is absolutely death. Do not want to be hit by that button from Basaraga. One round going over to MechWarrior. Hopefully, going to put a few breaks here on the riding free on the offense that Lolipe is running. And good chip out coming through. Another big amount of damage. Lolipe, I think, caught pressing on the drop combo, so this is going to hurt even worse.
Yeah, a lot of damage, and now you're in like a next touch kill scenario. MechWarrior finds that touch for the perfect, shutting down the pain train. And we'll see if they can, you know, see MechWarrior can continue to kind of stuff this wild and free Beatrix. But as we 6-6L off round stop, we put you in the corner, and we even get a nice little concussion as the reward for it.
That was I believe a sub 20-second round previously, so maybe Basaraga, maybe MechWarrior recognizing, wait a second, I can press buttons like a madman too, and maybe sometimes I could win them because Lolipe is playing so recklessly that a lot of those things will catch him. And jump is good here from Lolipe to make sure that he's at least not put in the corner from that, but this is really bad. A very greedy Soul Forge means that this round is going to go the way of Lolipe.
Yeah, there was a weird interaction in the corner there where that ended up being swapped as the H riding free comes out again, doing a lot of work, catching that spot dodge with the command grab. I wouldn't recommend fighting like Beatrix does and just slamming your head into a giant armored man, but I believe that's plus there, and that's why we're able to get the counter hit. And Felipe just pressing, keeping MechWarrior locked down. Finally, we spend the 50, we turn blue, and we say enough is enough.
Sometimes you just got to do that, and it is going to work when your opponent is just mashing buttons there on the offense. But fortunately, you're just going to be put right back in that scenario. Lolipe actually looking to play a little bit of spacing here, making MechWarrior walk forward and make a mistake. But MechWarrior now is able to find that in. This is going to be a good chunk of damage.
Big opportunity here, however, that Delta clock is online as we actually blast through with a light fireball, kind of unexpected. Gotta respect here, lots of reversals available, but we have infinite armor and we stomp on that riding free, sending us to another round 3.
Yeah, good recognition. What option beats what Lolipe is going to press? Oh, and that's really good. The neutral jump on round start beats, I believe, all versions of riding free that Beatrix is able to do. So you're able to do that, catch the Beatrix off guard, and just swing and take your turn. So yeah, it's going to be an immediate perfect, the second perfect we've seen this set. Good choice from MechWarrior on that round start, and that's going to immediately give him that second game win.
Yeah, another round 3 perfect for MechWarrior, just introducing those little gaps, and Felipe maybe a little too eager to press as kept getting counter hit just over and over, and now MechWarrior threatening to run away and stop the non-stop pain train that has been Beatrix in this loser's run. As now we're locked in the corner. All of this nonsense, given this time, but we find a grab. No Soul Forge for you, good sir. Let's see if we're able to run away with it, but that's a big whiff DP, but no punish.
Yeah, unfortunate situation, though. Gonna be able to send his own little DP Lolipe's way. Just get nabbed again. You cannot be greedy with these Soul Forges against Lolipe, but when you do get them off, you're gonna find some value off of him, and that's exactly what MechWarrior has done. Able to take that round.
Yeah, just flexing his pecs, blowing right through the attempted math by Lulipe. Lulipe actually up backing, I think the first time in the set, just showing space, but I don't think you can afford to show this Vasaraga respect unless he gets Soul Forge. And there it is, we blow right through the attempted dive kick. And another armored through, that pec flex doing a lot of work. This is a huge combo into the scoop, and we catch the jump out. It's looking very dire.
Lulipe now one-touch scenario here. Chip out now going to be an option as well for the Vasaraga. We're going to see the DP, I feel like, come out. No, it's actually the Soul Forge that grabs it. Mech Warrior able to stop Lulipe's momentum right in its tracks. Great adaptations made and just great performance overall is going to absolutely earn him that Grand Finals appearance against Leguigui.
Yeah, Mech Warrior probably not like chomping at the bit for that run back attempt. Great stuff to Lulipe. Definitely some of the craziest stuff I've seen in TMN. Definitely the craziest stuff I've seen on comms ever. Absolute joy to watch. But we are headed into our grand finals right now, where Leguigui sitting comfy on the winner's side. I'd assume if you were, in his position right now, feeling like you've got this, you've got 2 sets to take, and your opponent is someone you were able to defeat in winners finals. So we'll see if Mech Warrior, coming off hot off that last set, has any new technology to show in this Catalina matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a matchup shock as well. You're going from Lulipe, who's just like constantly running at you, constantly pressing buttons, constantly just looking for grabs and finding their way to chip your life out before just going for a Beatrix combo. Whereas Catalina, again, that just playing that spacing, looking to suffocate you after much slower play. And again, that light wall thing that you have to readjust yourself to. Unless Mech Warrior can, turn on a dime, it's going to be very hard for him to get, I think, back into the swing of things in this match.
Yeah, great new tackle to plow through, but I believe it was said when I was reading about Catalina ages ago that the thing that separates Catalina players is how well they can use light wall. And Leguigui showing a real mastery of the move right now. Lets a couple of lunges rip. The second one was actually very minus, so a little risky to do that, but thankfully he doesn't need too much, but these command grabs are coming through.
Yeah, some spacing coming through from Mech Warrior, but honestly, it's not what you want to do against Leguigui's Catalina. Immediately, it's going to be capitalized upon. This actually might be death if the resources are there for it, and yeah, they definitely are. Now, again, a round going the way of Leguigui, looking good in this grand finals.
Yeah, no, the only ice that Lulipe is showing right now is the ice they're throwing from their sword, looking perfectly fine coming back in after taking a break for those couple of sets. Mech Warrior getting BC back to the corner. We'll see if they can take this space back, because it's, Leguigui looking good, looking comfortable. We get our armor up, though, and that's a scoop.
Very good situation to be in, but the backdash is allowing Leguigui to punish here, is going to be able to get that full corner carry combo now against Mech Warrior. A lot of damage, and more importantly, a lot of momentum to start that Oki and find something. There it is. Catalina's side mix-up is there, but unfortunately, that's a Soul Forward Vasaraga. You're in the corner again. You're about to take a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, no, and nice. Oh, we have the infinite armor to blow right through the BC attempt. It's not enough to kill, but a very good spot for Mech Warrior. Does get the Soul Forge punished, and just likes to go for the super. No, the spot dodge gets caught. Still chip out point for Lily.
Oh my god.
Leguigui, but the lunge gets stopped by the Instinction.
Battle 3.
Yeah, importantly, you can't spot dodge Catalina SSBA, I believe, right? Because the second hit is going to catch it. So I don't think you're able to do that unless I grossly misremember a Catalina SSBA. But we'll see what Leguigui can do coming into this probably set-defining point here. Is able to get a very good start and a good chunk of damage on the Vasaraga.
Get a nice scoop back to get us some space. Unfortunately, he did blow 2 diamonds earlier, so if Leguigui can convert this all the way, this might be death. And yep, we get the full cinematic. This will likely be game 1 to Leguigui as we throw the Blades of Frost into Vasaraga and claim game 1.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Mech Warrior is showing some signs of being able to kind of shift his game plan away from the shadow that is Lulipe. But again, this is still the same Leguigui that 3-1'd him earlier in bracket, and that's still just as strong as Catalina as we've seen before. Again, the suffocating spacing, just punishing any sort of defensive option where you're proactive. MechWarrior just not able to find a way in just quite yet. These are some fantastic OP situations coming out from Legui.
Yeah, it was a great frame kill setup from Legui there with the whiffed LVP to get the leading blow that flew right from the tackle. Do have a significant health lead at the moment, down a couple diamonds, so MechWarrior can find his openings here. It could look really good. Had an opportunity to punish there, and these rolls and spot dodges are getting called out. We reset the momentum with a command grab, but we need to find a big hit to get ourselves back into this one.
Yeah, absolutely agreed, but it's just played so perfectly by Legui. They are just toying with their food right now. This Catalina is looking unstoppable. And again, 1 round away from taking a big 2-0 Grand Finals lead.
Great jump in from MechWarrior to start things off. Unfortunately, that fireball does have too many hits, but we don't lose Soul Forge after the first use, so we're able to armor through the second one. Get it again, and get the scoop. Legui on the back foot, and that's a big hit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of damage. Potentially not lethal. Yeah, gets the Soul Forge, instead goes for a reset, but is able to find the hit afterwards. Able to just confirm that into the round win. Well played from MechWarrior.
Yeah, going into this round 3, and a nice early hit is going to get us that Soul Forge. But we go for a big swing and don't find anything. But these scoops, they're adding up. And
Definitely.
with the counter hit, but no punish. I believe that's plus. I mean, doesn't matter if you're plus if you're invincible.
Absolutely true. Gets the Soul Forge as well. Speaking of invincibility, oh, the basketball is absolutely going to come through. Damage on Vasaraga is still as high as it always was. MechWarrior able to grab that game back. Looking good, tying up Grand Finals.
Yeah, no, a great chunk coming in for Vasaraga there. Unfortunately, we don't have the space to take that Soul Forge in. Legui, again, bullying their way in with these big normals and keeping the Vasaraga locked down in the corner.
Yeah, and that's a...
Yep. We haven't seen a lot of throws represented so far, and then the scoop coming out to at least reset pressure.
I feel like Legui's game plan in the set that he did win did involve a lot of those grabs. So we're seeing a lot less of them here. Means that MechWarrior might be making some adaptations out of the scenes that we haven't noticed yet to just prevent Legui from making a lot of those very aggressive up-close plays. Because when he goes in, he's been getting DP'd out a lot. And eventually those might get punished, but as of right now, they're working very well for MechWarrior.
Next touch win scenario, almost on ship point for MechWarrior. Nice spot dodge, and then I don't remember what the command grab is called, but we dodge the grab and we throw ourselves into the first round in game 3.
These reversals from MechWarrior are just so good. They're not getting punished. They're finding advantageous situations for MechWarrior, and they are closing out very, very close rounds in his favor. And obviously, this Grand Finals, every round counts here. So just really good defense for MechWarrior. Kind of echoes from what we saw against Bread is Dumb, where just allowing the enemy to break themselves on that defense and taking advantage of that.
Big 668 counter hit at least push. This is punishable at all ranges now if blocked, and with the 50 meter, we'll be able to dunk right to corner. Not sure if I would have spent the second fireball, but I believe we might go for an OP set up here. Back death gets popped out. Still anyone's game.
Yeah, absolutely unfortunate. Both characters one combo away. The Soul Forge is there. It's going to get punished, but it's not enough to close out the round. Lockdog is now coming through the lunges as well, trying to find some chip. The light wall is there to close it out, though. Great use of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure as Warrior entered into the stops there. I'm not sure if he knew that his Soul Forge has been interrupted, as actually not close enough to get a punish there. Vasaraga only having, so I believe they hit, it's either 6 or 7 frames, so point blank 214 L a little more free against this character as these grabs are coming out, but grabs are coming out on both sides.
Yeah, again, another reversal goes the way of MechWarrior. Good spot dodge, though, able to find a nice little confirm off of that, and that's going to be MechWarrior here in the corner. Oh, but the punch is not there. The grab, though, is able to continue that offense. One more hit is all it takes. There it is, Legui going to be taking the game.
Yeah, Gui pulling up with that JU, spiking MechWarrior down to earth. It's been very close, though. Every single match going to 3 games. But Gui currently edging out. We'll see if MechWarrior can kind of find what was making him so successful in the second game here. But a big anti-air means Gui's going to get a lot of damage. Nice conversion.
Ooh, grab comes through as well. That's going to be the first reversal actually punished. Potentially a omen of things to come. Damage is now coming out endlessly from Leguiwi. Going to be able to get the super, and this is going to be very close. I'm actually not sure if it kills. We'll see in just a second. Oh, there it is.
Oh, and Leguiwi putting themselves potentially on tournament point. Mech Warrior gonna have to dig deep, gonna have to lock down, and that's a good start getting that armor right away. But we have that light wall.
Yeah, all the tools from the Catalina is going to be used to close out the tournament. Because again, we are seeing that Catalina play the spacing, use that light wall, playing much more defensive, much more measured. It looks like Leguiwi getting a little bit, trying to calm himself a little bit here on tournament point before he gets a little too antsy and throws it all away, and it is paying off incredibly well. The damage is coming through from Mech Warrior. It's going to be baited out. Isn't able to find the confirm to end it all. Mech Warrior still another hit away from being taken out of the tournament.
Yeah, no, these spot dodges have been great, and with the armored through, that's gonna be it. And Leguiwi taking it 3-1 over Mech Warrior in Grand Finals will be your GNS number 30 champion.
Congratulations to Leguiwi.
Hi, Aaron Curry here. In addition, that was graduation point for Leguiwi.
Yes, no, so a full graduation from Leguiwi on this Catalina here, which I believe is also what they won their first tournament on way back when. So congratulations to them. Solid run, not dropping a single set. Pretty dominant, only 2 games dropped as well, so well played to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And following in your footsteps, you'll always be able to hold that over them, that you graduated first. So take your wins where you can, you know? But
I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of people who graduated before me, so there's but no, the respect to them. Nice to see them come back. Well played to Mech Warrior as well, battling back into the finals. I believe that's their first finals for TMN. So well played to them, beating a lot of demons on the way as well. So good stuff to them. But congratulations first and foremost to Leguiwi.
Yeah, it definitely felt like Grands was a bit closer than the matchup that we saw in the winners finals, despite being the same score. I think that Mech Warrior was really close to figuring it out. It feels like he was getting a bit more pressure onto Leguiwi. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and Leguiwi was able to find out the end. But that definitely felt really scary. And Mech Warrior going to be kind of that name on the block to worry about, joining Lolipe and Barret as the bracket demons, I think, for TMN.
Yeah, no, and it's cool to see again this kind of this group that's started up, a new group again coming up through the GNS system. We got, names like Dark Knight, and names like Blade Dasher, and things like that, and a couple folks who weren't able to make it out tonight due to other things. But no, it's cool to see kind of a new generation rising.
Yeah. And hey, speaking of new generations, I wanted to just congratulate you. This is your first cast, and you did awesome, I think. So just I wanted to give you that congratulations here on stream as well. So it's awesome. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for bearing with me. It's been great having you on the cast. Thank you, of course, to the ever magnanimous Aaron Curry for running production and helping out here, inviting me on. And yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been fun to yak about video games for a couple hours. In absolute joy. If you qualify, if you're a S++ player or lower, you should definitely register for TMN Neo's grand new Skyfarer. It's a great time, great community, and it's joy to see another one of us graduate and see everyone keeping on the grind.
Hell yeah. And again, congratulations to Leguiwi making their graduation win in this bracket. And again, big thanks to all the players and everyone showing up and giving us some amazing sets to watch. So I'll be turning it over to Curry to have him wrap up the stream in just a second, but any parting thoughts from you, Mizuno?
I was about to say, do you guys have any pluggables you want to plug real quick, like?
Yeah, so I believe, let me go double check. I believe April 6th there's a little tournament called Curry Cup, and you should definitely show up for that. Mondays at twitch.tv/Aaron Curry.
I'll give a shout out as well. A little bit unrelated to Granblue, but still in the Side Games umbrella. I have a couple of friends. I personally have also worked on some Uma Musume esports stuff. So I want to shout out uma.guide, the website, which is that's been a website that I've helped proofread and help set up. So I'm very proud over at the folks there, and I wanted to give them a shout out. So if you are interested in competitive Umamusume, we are literally running solo queues in our server right now. So you go to lighthello.com to get that Discord invite, and I think that we have a pretty awesome community so far and a very hardworking staff. So I wanted to give them that nod.
The guide for Mant is also incredibly useful because Mant is confusing.
Yeah, I little story about that. The guys writing it just had just had a terrible time writing it because it's confusing and they had to consult a bunch of people, do a bunch of research. We have like this staff thread where people are just like freaking out over these like really niche interactions. We have a whole table where like every 1% increase in a stat is corresponded to the increase in like points that you get after a race. So like those guys put a lot of effort into it, and like a lot of struggle went into that guide. So I'm glad you find it personally useful.
Yeah, that's it from us here. We have Exeter tomorrow. We have we have Persona on Thursday, Under Night on Friday, and then BB Tag on Saturday. Yeah, we are. I'll say now, just there's nothing set in stone, but we are looking at maybe bringing some games back. We've had some people say they want to do it, and so we're looking to see what we can do to get the big one that we're asking about is Melty Blood type Lumina. Looking at maybe getting that back on the schedule. There's a few other games as well that might be coming back. I know Vic is probably looking forward to finally being able to step down from Under Night to deal with life stuff. So that's going to be it from me. I have some stuff coming in the pipeline that I can't talk about quite yet personally, that I will hopefully be able to share with everyone soon. That's it from us. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We came in at a clean 2 hours, 30 minutes, which is pretty solid for someone who hasn't ran a bracket in like 3 weeks. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, magic never left for you.
No, I am the goddamn best. So that's going to be it from us. I'm going to send you all over to Kirbio as they finish up Kirbio's Dreamland. We love Kirbio's Dreamland. Thank you all so much, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time for more Granblue Skyfarer. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye!